It came out on PS4 and Series X
Oh, good.
and
Yeah,
Xbox One, but like,
I'm sure that's their target demo. Also, apparently there's a new Galgun game. Galgun continues to happen.
oh yeah, no, this is the one they announced a while ago, just the remaster of the first one. So,
Well, there is a certain reality here of I describe this as Galgun continues to happen, and the name of the game is Galgun Returns.
yes, well,
Accuracy. Thank you. It's on sale. $5 less for your gal gunnery. Oh God.
anyways, here we
How
are.
many years? How many years is it till I end up just pulling the switch on one of those as a joke and regret it immediately? I'm thinking 3. I think it was about 3 years from that dark day.
I mean, you can play Galgun VR.
Oh God.
Remember, that's the third Galgun game. There's 3.
That's just like I'm just gonna lean all the way in.
If
I'm
you
gonna
can
go
aff-
full
Yeah.
self-immolation.
If you can track down the Oculus Quest 2, which
I need to borrow your Oculus Quest so Facebook can know that I'm playing Galgun.
Christ, yes, you have to log in, let Facebook know.
Share with all your friends that you're playing Galgun VR.
Oh, they will not let that on their store. That store is way too curated. You will have to connect through USB-C to use it as a PC headset. Get it through Steam like all your other hentai trash.
Hey,
Yes?
and hentai treasures.
Okay, I was gonna say, don't tell me that you don't own any hentai trash on Steam. I know for a fact that you have Honey Pop.
Yeah, well,
I'm not saying you got it for yourself. I'm saying you
No.
have Honey Pop.
no, it was delivered unto me.
Anyways, recap. Last episode, we went through the hell of DSiWare.
Oh yeah.
2009, 4.75. 2010, 5.83. 2011, 6.6. 2012, that's a bug. 6.38. We are now on 2013. If you don't know what we're doing, go back and watch the old videos. This is episode 4.
Well, it's a little late for that. Like maybe give them the quick summary here.
We're ranking
Well,
we're rating games, ranking years.
Well, I think about the fact that DSiWare was basically my Augean Stables,
Don't worry.
just raking the shit out.
Don't worry. Here we are, Wii U. Don't worry. The number of releases per year is about to plummet.
Yay! I hate video games.
2013, the year of the 3DS. What Wii U?
Is this summer of Too Hot for Games? No, that was next year, wasn't it?
Yes. So,
Yeah.
Setting the stage for 2013 is that there are 2 things to consider here. The first is that 3DS launches on 2011, and it's on fire for the first few months. Nintendo scrambles, knows that the 3DS cannot fail, takes a lot of their development teams and partner studios and puts them all on 3DS. Which is why the Wii has been so barren over the last few years. Problem. The Wii U is here, and they all have to learn what HD video game development is.
There is an extreme sense of the boat is sinking, bail, and then somebody turns around and goes, "Hey guys, did you forget we had a second boat?"
Yes. The second thing, to remind y'all, there was a January Nintendo Direct where they announced SMT Fire Emblem, Yoshi's Woolly World, fucking Xenoblade Chronicles X, Breath of the Wild. They just announced like everything in development basically as like a, oh my god, we're not going to have anything. Then there was a February Direct, and a March Direct, and an April Direct, and a May Direct, and then an E3 Direct. And each of those
Xenoblade X announcement,
yeah,
like, changed my life for about the 3 seconds it runs. It's just dude walking through a hallway.
the next few directs, like the February, March, April, and May, each of them only add like one or two new announcements. Each one has like a trailer for all the games you've already seen. Like fucking the Mario versus Donkey Kong game for the 3DS eShop gets like 3 trailers in 3 successive directs. It's fucking nuts. Anyways,
it was really weird because that one direct where they just completely blew the doors off everything, even though most things in it were concepts beyond games.
Yes.
It was exciting. Like it was like, oh wow, they've got all this, and then it was like, this trailer might literally be all that exists of this game.
Yeah, go back and look at the what was then called Yarn Yoshi.
Yes.
That was just the outline of Yoshi, and then it cuts to a screenshot of like a filled in version of Yoshi. That's what they eventually shipped with, and Iwata basically says, or maybe it will look like this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
The January 2013 Direct devoted 5 minutes to This Is What Miiverse Is, a service that launched 2 months prior, and opened with, it was hard to explain before it was launched, but now we can show you artwork from the Miiverse.
Yes.
And then they spent a very long time explaining their weird price introduction for the introduction of Virtual Console. Of like, if you already owned the games on the Wii Shop channel and you imported, then you can get it for this discounted price. And then there was, then they had the gall to like talk about the fucking Wii U launch loading times.
Yes.
And
well,
the March Direct had the gall to, like, they had the balls to show a comparison shot that took a long time for the fixed one, and then the old one kept going, and then they just faded. They didn't even have the balls to show the original.
I mean, the load time on Wii U early on was a nightmare.
It still is, but yes, it was way worse. Like, we're talking 40 seconds to 2 minutes.
Yeah. So I just watched that January 2013 Xenoblade trailer.
Yes.
So a few things to note about it. One,
it has online chat.
It does. In fact, I did a deep dive on that trailer when it came out, where I just sat there and took notes on everything, and it has an online chat.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing to note is that the game has a main character in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And also the music just cuts out, which means all Sawano had done. He had basically composed the music and walked away like 5 minutes into this game's development. He's like, I'm done. Here's your music. But the highlight is the next. Do you know when the next trailer for this came? So that was January 23rd, 2013.
April?
No, it went on ice for a while because it didn't have anything else to show.
E3.
They basically showed everything they had. E3 2014. And then they had another trailer, E3 2015.
Well, it came out in 2015.
Yeah, and then the game came out.
Well, it was already out before E3 2015 in Japan.
Yes, it was. It came out in Japan a bit before, but this game took a long ass time to come out.
So, quick thing about just that fucking soundtrack. All the names of like all the cutscene songs are just not garbled nonsense, except when you actually decode it, it's just the date of the composition, like the date that he wrote the music mixed with a word, and all of them are like dated 2013. Like the whole soundtrack is dated 2013.
He does that shit too. He does it everywhere. It's absurd. I don't know why he does this. So I was in Japan in 2016, and I was in a mall in Ikebukuro, which is a neighborhood in Tokyo. And inside the mall, there is a 3-story tall water fountain. Not like the kind you drink out of, like the kind that's decorative. Yes. And there's a movie projector screen behind it that plays this fairly ostentatious like music video about like shots of the world, synced to the water fountain jumping and like squirting really high and light effects and strobes, and a song composed by him with an equally asinine name for his aspirational music video about the beauty of Earth inside this shopping mall full of luxury brands.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, he is.
I love that we're on 2013, but instead of talking about 2013 games because we don't want to, we're just talking about Xenoblade.
I mean, I really want to play Xenoblade X again. I really do.
It's a really good game. We'll get there.
It is.
We'll get there today.
I know.
We got to start with the first Wii U release of the year after launch day, Lego City Undercover. A game.
All right, so actually, I played this game on RFN.
A game that had like the infamous 3-minute launch loading time.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Jared Goblin, they funded it, yes.
Yeah, they did. This game, they did publish it. Oh yeah, this game is better than it has any right to be.
Does that make sense? It is good. I will counter one quick thing, which is that as someone who has played many of the Lego games, like a surprising amount, this was, at the time of release in 2013, this was pretty much the best Zelda, or the best Lego game. But later Lego games like advanced a lot mechanically, so when they re-released this game on Switch and PS4 and Xbox One, the mechanics didn't age very well. That's not what we're ranking, but
sure, yeah, we're trying to keep it in time. But at the same time, like the idea of an open-ish world.
Oh yeah,
Lego, like it.
Not since Lego Island.
It had no business action, and Lego Island is
a nightmare.
It's
good, but it's a nightmare.
This game had no business being something you would actually want to play. So I would say it's a 7 or so.
Okay, I would agree. By the way, we're doing all the Wii U games at the same time, but all the 3DS games at the same time. If you want a reminder of how late into the year this first Wii U game came out, there are 3 3DS games before the companion Lego City Undercover 3DS game.
And that game is bad.
Oh, that game's hot trash. Okay. Now we're at E3. We're the second Wii U game. We are in the second...
Yeah.
At the end of the first half of the year. Here's the second one. Game & Wario.
Which is basically just the demos they showed us at the E3, 2 years earlier?
Yep.
Measure Up, Shield Pose, and there was another one that was part of the Game & Wario.
The photography one.
Yeah.
The one where you have to hide in a crowd.
I will say, Shield Pose.
It's very good.
And it at the E3 booth so the Wii U was in a really weird place at Nintendo's booth that year. That was the thing that people actually got excited playing. Everything else, people were like, okay.
It was partially designed by the Rhythm Heaven designers. Yes.
Yeah. There was a Graw game that was demoed.
Yes, that got canceled.
Yeah, but
that was like the only real game.
That actually had some people going like, huh, okay. Because they were using the second screen to do drone stuff.
Yeah.
Which was neat. But yeah, that game got canceled. So Game & Wario has neat ideas. It's got some fun toys, but that's really all it is. It's a bunch of fun toys.
I enjoyed the patchwork puzzle game in it, which used the gamepad just as a tablet, could be done on any touchscreen device ever. It just happened to be located inside of Game & Wario. They made a good puzzle game.
Yep.
That's all.
I enjoyed the stupid drawing.
Oh, the Miiverse sketch.
Yes. The quick look for it is
yes. Anytime
infamous.
Giant Bomb plays Game & Wario,
Now that quick look has some negative connotations associated with it, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But I still enjoy that one, even if does damper my enjoyment a bit. But the once they get into the drawing space and they realize how bad the people posting on Wii U are. The gamer mode got ported to WarioWare Gold.
It
I can't
did.
remember what the gamer mode was.
That's the one where you play WarioWare micro games, but your mom is coming after you and you have to
Oh,
hide.
right,
That has
right.
a stage in Smash.
Right. Yep. But I don't think overall this is a great package. I think it's pretty light. It's got a lot of neat things in it.
It's really expensive for what it is. It's really expensive for what it is. It was $50.
Yeah, like I would be fine saying like a 6.
Oh, okay, that's very generous.
Yeah, like the thing is, like there's stuff in here that's really good. Shield pose is really good.
I wish it had more than 4 stages.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
It's
there's
a demo for
lot
what could have been.
right. There's a lot of ideas in Game and Wario that are actually like good ideas. Like, hey, this if this system wasn't fucking doomed, this could have been the basis for a game.
But instead, it was thrown
Right.
together on a disc because they needed to put something out. God damn it!
Right. There's the alternate reality of this where some of these ideas get to live on in a new product. You know, the Wii Sports Resort.
Yep.
Which,
But
by the way,
instead-
Wii Sports Resort, also known as Skyward Sword beta demo.
Yes, exactly.
Uh,
Moving on to, I believe, August 2013.
Jeez.
Yes. Yes.
The other stuff was coming out. They were getting stuff, a bunch of indie games in their eShop space, but
Not okay. Don't oversell it. They
They-
were getting
they-
several very good ones.
yeah, there were games, maybe not a lot of games, but something was coming out weekly. It's just it wasn't necessarily something that we hadn't played before.
It was usually ports or things that didn't run well. Like
Right.
it was not a run or two every week. The
No.
run or two was this year.
But it also wasn't a runner 3 every week either.
Yeah.
There,
You mean a
there was-
Bubsy? That's the worst Choice Provisions game.
Isn't the Bubsy one just the runner 3 with Bubsy strapped
Yes,
on
which
top?
makes it worse because they also released it way more expensive.
That's true. Well, they got to pay that Bubsy license.
Exactly. Real quick. So yes, August 2013, Pikmin
yeah.
3.
You know, I didn't really get into Pikmin 3. I should have. It just I know Guillaume loves it, and so
It's-
I'm reticent.
It's very getting the quote unquote best control scheme is
Yeah.
cumbersome. It is like you have to put this gamepad on a stand and use controllers that do not come with the system.
Right.
However, in the optimal play setup, it is like it plays very, very well. And the multiplayer, very, very fun.
So what would you say here?
I would give it an 8. It was received very well at the time. People were like, finally, a fucking Nintendo game on Wii U that is like a full-length Nintendo game after New Super Mario Bros. U, which people weren't even delighted with at launch.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine
People
with
were relieved that there was something. Also, people dismissed Pikmin.
Yeah. I mean, the last one was on the GameCube, for God's sake.
Yes, they had open. Well, they ported them to Wii, but yes, the last original one.
Yeah.
They opened E3 2012 with Pikmin. Because this is, of course, the first year that they didn't have a press conference because they looked at their lineup and said, fuck this.
Well, and the last one had been very poorly received.
Yes, well, whose fault was that? They had the games. They just didn't present them well.
Yeah, and they unfortunately ended with a very memeable shot.
Yes. All right. And now here we go. One of the worst-selling Nintendo games in history.
Oh yeah.
So much so that they gave the IP back to the developer. The Wonderful 101. That does not fucking happen. Actually,
Yeah,
and Lego City Undercover, they gave the IP back.
They did. I hear so.
Uh-huh.
I don't care for this game very much.
I don't like it.
Yeah, but people love it.
Their sales numbers for the remaster.
Well,
Kickstarter
hold
side.
on. I'm not talking about the sales, but I'm saying like
there is a very loud audience.
Yes.
I will not say a big audience.
So this is going to be one of those ones where I think we need to go look and see how, because our goal is really to understand how it was received. Because I was like kind of down on it, to be honest.
This game sucks.
I'm trying to remember what are the, for whatever reason, like the review aggregators are just completely escaped my mind.
Metacritic and OpenCritic?
Yeah, OpenCritic's the one I was looking for. That's it.
Make sure you're not pulling up the remaster.
Oh yeah, I know. I feel like the I'm only getting the remaster in their search. Okay.
The Wii U game didn't sell enough to merit being on OpenCritic?
I guess. Or maybe just because it came out before OpenCritic launched.
Maybe.
Because that's close to when it launched. I think OpenCritic was like 2015.
What did NWR give it?
So NWR gave it a 90.
Who the fuck?
78 is the Metacritic average. That 90 came from James Dawson, who it's been so long. I remember James okay, but I don't really remember what his tastes were.
So here's the thing, and I really hate to say this.
Yeah.
But this is gonna come up a lot on the Wii U. How much, and this is cynical, but I lived through this, some Wii U reviews got inflated by virtue of being on Wii U, and Nintendo outlets just being happy that there was a Nintendo game.
Sure. I mean, this is around the time the Rayman Legends fiasco.
This is after Rayman Legends had shipped on Wii U, after it had already gotten delayed.
Significantly.
Because they wanted to port it to 360 and PS3. Rightfully so. They made the right call. It was terrible PR, but they made the right business call.
See, I don't know that they necessarily did, though. Like, if they just released that game on Wii U and then released it later on the other platforms, would it have made a difference? Would it really have impacted
retailers?
The sales?
Yeah,
I guess.
It's a business relationship with retailers.
There's a lot of reviews that are in that 90s and high 80s range. It's just there are some reviews on the other side that are like, this is trash. It's like, whoa, I don't want to go that far. So 78 is the average, and there's a ton of reviews.
I mean, there are a lot of Nintendo outlets that are very starved.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of reviews in here from things that aren't Nintendo outlets that are kind of like, yeah, this is an 8. This is a mid 7s. Eurogamer, for example, gave it an 8.
Okay.
GameSpot did the same.
Sure.
Game Informer gave it a 7.5.
Sure.
You know, it was in that like, yeah, this is fine.
Well, Game Informer 7.5 means different than a lot of other outlets, because Game Informer very explicitly calls 7 like the bare minimum to be considered a good game.
To be considered a good game.
Like 6, they're like, this game has some big problems if it gave it a 6. Like, if you go read Game Informer's review scale, it is how a lot of people, is like what a lot of people lob at like IGN and GameSpot for like not using the whole scale. Game Informer is like, I'm pretty sure, at least unless they changed it at some point, that was like explicitly what their setup was.
They're reserving a lot of space for degrees of
Nuances
things have
of
gone wrong.
bad that never get used. Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of 7 here, and my personal feeling is probably somewhere in that neighborhood. There is a certain amount of like 6 or 7 in my head is fine. Some of my disagreement with that game is just it didn't jive with me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is your list to rank how you want, as long as you're being
Yeah.
relatively consistent. So do you want to give it a 6 or a 7?
Let's go with the 6.
Okay.
But I recognize that at least part of this is personal.
Yes.
Which is true for all reviews, just to be clear. But sometimes you still try to filter that out a little bit. You know, if you're reviewing a kind of game that's just you're a bad fit for, but for whatever reason you had to be you to do it, you do try to calibrate to that a little bit. You're like, I'm evaluating this game objectively. Is it good at being one of these things? Even if one of these things isn't necessarily my cup of tea.
Yeah. New Super Luigi U, which did release standalone on a disc.
Yeah.
In addition
Oh
to
yeah.
being DLC.
I never actually got it because it was one of those things I kept meaning to get. I also know that it's really hard.
It's really hard. It's good. I would give it. What do we give New Super Mario Brothers U the previous year?
Probably an 8 or a 9.
A 9. I would give it. I was gonna say I would give it the same score.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
It is like a quote unquote retread in so much as there is asset reuse, but there's not like design reuse. It's a whole extra game of different levels that is really challenging and in a really fun way, because a lot of my complaints with Mario games is like I want to be challenged, and most Mario games don't do that until the very end. This game fucking goes for it.
Especially where at the end it might be they just decide like, okay, we've been running at like a 6, now we're gonna give you a 9. Have fun. It's like, oh god.
Pokemon Rumble U.
I have no idea.
All right, two things that you should know about this.
Yeah.
One, this is an eShop game. It was like $15.
Yep.
And, you know, because of that, it's much thinner than the Pokemon Rumble 3DS game that you last from the previous 2 years ago. There was one of these fuckers.
Oh, yeah, there's been a few of them already.
Yes. Yes, 2011. You gave a 3 to the last one. This is the move forward and just mash the A button. Here's the key thing. Pokemon Rumble U was the first NFC-supported Wii U game.
Ooh.
They released blind bag figurines exclusively at GameStop
Jesus.
for their eShop game. That was already like a 3.
So 2 then.
Sounds good to me.
Fuck you with your literal ass blind bags.
It's fucking... Also, the actual figurines, very low quality.
Good. No, they should be. If you're gonna buy these fucking things, you should feel bad about it.
Very, very small.
I know you showed me them. I saw.
Yes.
I have to put my anger out there.
Okay.
The world.
Wind Waker HD, aka we were fucking around making Breath of the Wild and realized this is going to take a very long time, so we made this first.
We showed Miyamoto the tree, and he climbed up it and found some rupees up there, and he was excited and greenlit our idea, and then we realized, oh shit, we have to make a whole game of this.
So in 2002... 2003 was Wind Waker? Yes. You gave it a 10.
Yeah, it's amazing. Wind Waker is amazing.
Yep.
I don't like so here. All right, so actually, let me say 2 things here. One, I have played the original Wind Waker 5 or 6 times, front to back, which is a big ass time investment.
Mm-hmm.
Wind Waker HD, I've never played front to back, even though I own it and I've owned it for years.
Have How much of that is because it was on Wii U?
A bit, but I mean, I owned it at the time.
Yes. This is the only game that ever got a limited edition Wii U console.
It sure did.
It got a
John
really
had
shitty...
that was John's Wii U was that Wii U console.
A really shitty gold foil on the gamepad and nothing else.
Yep, I made fun of him for it. Not that I need an excuse to make fun of John Lindemann, but in that particular instance, I made fun of him for it. I don't like the art as much.
It's a different style.
I think I just look, Wind Waker is amazing. It really is. And Wind Waker HD is objectively a more polished version of that.
Are you going to say 9 or are you going to say lower?
I'm going to say 9.
Okay.
I think if you could have given me the GameCube art in HD with the Wii U gameplay, we might have to start talking. Can I say 11? I want to say 11. But you know, it took something out of the experience for me. It is what it is.
Wii Party U, and this is one that people who bought it, which is already a huge, like, this wasn't released on the eShop. Yeah, this was physical only because it came with a fucking stand for the gamepad.
Yes.
Like, the people who played this game really liked this game. I think this game reviewed very well.
Yeah, it was a welcome break from the Mario Party churn.
Focused very much on different ways to use the gamepad. Like, had the gamepad and Wii Remote Twister, where you're all holding down different buttons with different fingers across controllers.
Yes, it's a weird game. I've only played it in a hotel room at an event for like 20 minutes. So I'm probably not well positioned to review this one. But you're right. People liked it a lot.
I would say 7 or 8. Your call.
I'm fine with whatever you want to put it. Because I've only spent about 20 minutes with it.
I'll give it an 8 just to reward that team for not making a fucking trash ass Mario Party for once.
Can we talk about ND Cube for a second?
Sure.
What a fucking weird ride that team has had.
Yep.
Like, what are they now?
Mario Party, or Super Mario Party, presumably working on a sequel.
So, they're in Sapporo, which is kind of weird. You don't usually think of Nintendo-centric studios getting to live up there, but they.
This is just what they do.
Yeah, like, does Nintendo still own them?
Oh, yes. Oh, they did make Clubhouse games on Switch.
They did. Oh yeah, they did.
So yes, no, presumably making Super Mario Party 2 because Super Mario Party made a fuckload of money.
Oh yeah.
It made way too much money. God damn it. Stop making money, Mario Party. These games just suck ass.
It made so much money. It made so much fucking money. Yeah, because at one point, or at the founding, Nintendo owned 78% of the company.
Mm-hmm.
So, why did they even bring Dentsu in to fund the rest of it? Because they basically funded the whole fucking thing themselves, and it's just a bunch of Hudson cast-offs ended up there. Oh, it wasn't founded as that way.
Yes, that is what it ended up being. Yes.
Okay, Nintendo owns 97% of the company at this point.
Just call it N-Cube and move on.
Just move on.
We Fit You.
We Fit You. I actually owned and used this extensively.
Yes. This weird free, if you buy the pedometer later, or eventually we'll release it on a disc. This weird thing.
So I didn't have We Fit. Or We Fit Plus. So I bought the whole bundle with the board and the pedometer and the everything. I used We Fit You to lose 60 pounds. And, like, legitimately, it was a significant factor. I wasn't using it to work out that much because I thought the workouts were stupid and I didn't feel like I was actually getting anything out of them. To actually get any real meaningful calorie burn, you had to like fucking do them for like 9 hours. It's ridiculous. But I used the pedometer pretty extensively, and it was doing a lot to track that data before obviously fitness trackers would do it for you. But you know, it was also doing lots of measuring for me and stuff, and like keeping track of where I was. It was giving me some limited. It did some limited advice, and yeah, like the mini games in there were pretty decent if that's what you were there for. But I didn't really use it for that. I used it as a fitness tracker, and it did a good job. It was enough to keep me motivated.
If I'm Nintendo,
Yeah,
in 2021, and I want to make money on mobile, I just fucking say fuck it. Release a fitness tracker app called Wii Fit.
well,
Just fucking use the technology in phones and like Fitbits and Apple Watches now, and just use the branding and make a bunch of money.
I mean, I assumed that was their intention when they did the
Quality of life.
when they yeah or the yeah. I mean, that's why I wrote 400 pages on quality of life, the only works cited page in the history of Nintendo World Report. That's not true. I have 2 articles that have a works cited page, one of only 2. But instead they did the sleep monitor, and then that went away. And then there's Pokemon Sleep, which may or may not be the sleep monitor project.
That was supposed to be out by now.
Yeah, it was. Pokemon Teeth is out.
Oh, that's Pokemon Smile. Excuse you.
I know, but it's more fun to call it Pokemon Teeth.
Yes. So yeah, Wii Fit U. It was received weirdly. It's okay. So the thing about this is this was also supposed to be a launch title,
I can believe that.
and at this point we're at October. So like it slips by a full year, and then just kind of like to the market, it kind of came out. Is it a very good piece of software? Yes.
Yeah, I would say it's an 8.
Okay.
I mean,
would agree.
I can't really rate it lower. It is a factor in me shaving almost a third of my body weight off. Yeah, like it had a role in that. So it's missions. It's not a game. That's the important thing to review it on in this context. It has games in it, but it itself is not a game.
Yes. Wii Sports Club, and
Do you
I
like-
know that this thing released 5 different, like, they all released piecemeal. Fuck that. I'm just putting it all in one. I don't care.
Do you like Wii Sports, but also want confusing mechanisms to buy it?
Do you want
Welcome
to
Wii
rent it
Sports
for
Club.
48 hours?
What was even? I get it was an experiment. They wanted to understand but they fucking blew it with Wii Sports Club.
You could buy the individual games forever for $10 a sport, so that it would
Right.
turn into a $50 game that way. Alternatively, if you only wanted to play it while friends were over, or family were over, you could buy 48-hour access passes and get access to everything for like $3.
What a fucking like! I get they were trying out alternate monetization methods, but like it if they had just launched with Wii Sports, it might have made a difference.
Perhaps.
Now the Wii U was expensive, and that was part of the problem, but it wasn't outrageously expensive. It was $350, right?
Well, for the one that you would actually want.
Right. It was Was it $300 for the other one, right?
$300 for the one that didn't come with accessories, didn't come with Nintendo Land, and didn't give you the rebate.
Right.
And had an 8 gig instead of a 32 gig. Which
Yeah,
ended
that
up
part-
being like a 2 gig usable.
Yeah, that part was weird.
So like, there's the one that you would never ever want under any circumstances that only existed so they could have a $2.99.
I'm gonna. I don't know. What are you thinking?
5, it exists.
Yeah, I was in the 5-6 range. I know people don't, and in fact, GX mentioned. Chariot Goblin mentioned it that it fucked up the boxing.
Yeah. What a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Mario
fine
and
with
Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games.
I can no longer sort different Mario and Sonic games in my mind.
This is the Wii U one. No, wait, there was the Rio one, so there's two. I don't fucking know. 4.
Sure. I remember there was a 3DS one. That's the bad one? Okay, yeah. I remember there was a 3DS one where after the demo, people came back and looked sad at E3.
Yep, that might have been this one.
I remember distinctly the person we sent to preview it looking defeated.
Yeah, just like the
And,
fucking, just like that Konami Hyper Sports game that got canceled.
Oh, no. More, because we walked away from that, and we were like, boy, wow.
That exists.
Wow.
You made a game where the mechanic is, I mashed the A button 10 times faster than you.
It was the outcome of that game was laughing in disbelief. The outcome of this was someone went into it somewhat excited and came out feeling defeated.
Yes.
It's like, that's not good. There's like 3 good years of Mario and Sonic. The first winter, Rio, and Tokyo. Okay. The Tokyo, poor Tokyo. The only way we will know about the Olympics was Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Games.
Tokyo 2020, it does say 2020 on the box.
An anachronism of history. An Olympics that may not even happen in 2021, so, you know.
Who could have foreseen that Super Nintendo World wouldn't open in a month? Who could have possibly foreseen that?
Did you listen to the episode where we talked about it?
Yes.
I'm gonna say I did.
All right. Super Mario 3D World.
As Jex points out, the Tokyo one is the Olympic game where they travel back in time to 1960. Yes. Super Mario 3D World is fucking amazing.
It is.
Hey, by the way, it's coming out right now. If you didn't play it, there's a decent chance you didn't. You should already be preparing to buy it because it's amazing.
It is amazing. It's one of the best games on Wii U.
Yeah, 9 or a 10. Where you at? You know how I feel
10.
about giving. Okay, I'm fine with that. I mean, you know how I feel about giving 10s.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm getting panicked messages from my fiance, who apparently managed to knock a sewing needle inside of our iPad keyboard.
What?
And has no idea how they managed to do this.
I didn't realize the iPad keyboard had gaps in the keys.
I didn't know. It doesn't.
What happened?
Charlie? What the fuck is going on in there?
Things are going great. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Wait.
Do you want to go take care of that while I entertain the audience?
All caps, wait, and then they're typing. What the fuck is happening? This is... I'm sorry. The magnet caught it. Oh. Okay. It's been resolved. Because it connects to a magnet. It got attached to a magnet, and they thought that it went into the... It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, I'm putting my phone down. I apologize for this, these are the adventures of the McNulty household. It's not like... Tonight, it's not like fun things like video games or, you know, cooking or plants or anything like that. Our domestic concerns are... Did the needle go inside the iPad keyboard?
Things going well.
Yes, anyways. NES Remix for the Wii U, which was novel until you realized that half the games on it were fucking bullshit.
6.
That's valid.
I enjoyed my time with it, but my time with it was also 45 minutes.
NES Remix 2, which came out like 2 months later.
Which I didn't get because after NES Remix, I'm like, nah, I've seen this concept. I'm good.
Was the one they should have launched with. And then Ultimate NES Remix is literally called Ultimate because it removes content.
But it doesn't it combine the two together and then remove some stuff?
It's 1 plus 2 minus the bad games.
Yeah, that's the one they should have launched with.
And it's on 3DS. And on Wii U, they instead just put 1 plus 2 and kept the bad games.
Great.
Anyways, we'll get there in 2014.
Best value.
NES Remix and Dr. Luigi are Christmas games, by the way. These were, I think, both simultaneously shadow dropped, so we are at the very, very end of the year. Dr. Luigi. It's Dr. Mario, but it has L-shaped pills.
I like L-shaped pills, and I like Dr. Mario.
It opens with the Year of Luigi logo.
I mean, yeah.
Because this was the Year of Luigi, in case you couldn't tell, by all of the Luigi content.
What happened? Who? No, we need to talk about this.
Miyamoto.
The Year of Luigi. Yeah, but why?
Fuck it.
What? Did he just, like, wake up one day and he's like, Year of Luigi?
We have a lot of Luigi products coming out. We've got Mario and Luigi Dream Team, we've got Luigi's Mansion, we've got New Super Luigi U, and we've got Dr. Luigi. It's the Year of Luigi.
Was it an accident that, like, had all these games coming out and like, well, I guess we're just gonna go with it? Or was it back in the 80s when he would walk up to somebody's desk and say, it's Mario time?
Oh, that was not the 80s. That specific development story is from the development of 64 DS.
Yeah.
So that's 2004.
Did he walk up to somebody's desk and say it's Luigi time? And everyone looked around and go, what the fuck is he talking about?
Anyways,
I watched that man draw Luigi. He could do it really fast.
My understanding, I'll talk about this now because the statute of limitations is probably passed, is that they noticed that Luigi's Mansion, 3 of them were coincidence. Dr. Luigi was commissioned just for the Year of Luigi.
Right.
The other 3 were just coincidental. Dr. Luigi is the only HD Dr. Mario game in existence. That's not true. Dr. Mario World is in HD.
That's not Dr. Mario, though.
I regret to inform you that it is, and we will get there. That is on this spreadsheet.
Fuck that game forever. It's garbage.
Dr. Luigi. Out of 10.
I don't know.
6.
6. Yeah, 7, somewhere in there.
Fire Emblem Awakening. Holy
9.
shit, was this game received well.
Yeah, 9.
At minimum.
No, yeah, so again, this comes back to my reticence to give games 10s. This was my game of the year.
It's hard if people were not paying attention in 2015. It is hard to overstate.
Oh yeah, this game, like,
GX, you used another curse word.
I just like the GX is slowly finding all of like Twitch's. No, I can't say that word. No, that's not. It blew people away. It was that demo came because remember I had a demo like a few weeks before the game came out.
It was pretty much just like the first. I think your save could carry over. I think it was just the opening.
Yeah, your save carried over. It was the first 2 missions, I think. I know your save carried over because I just ground on it for a while, and when the game jumped, I was basically like my original character was basically like 80% of the way up the relationship tree with Lissa just because she was around.
Jesus.
It's like there were only like 6 characters around because it's the first 2 missions.
Yes. Yes. Also, they were so unsure about this and SMT4 that they had this ridiculous fucking deal. I remember this explicitly.
Oh, yeah.
If you had registered Awakening to Club Nintendo and SMT4 to Club Nintendo, they would give you $30 of eShop credit.
I have SMT4 right there because of that.
It's funny because they were teasing, Atlas was teasing, we have a big announcement, and I was literally just out and about, and I called up Hardin, who was the Atlas PR rep at the time, and I just asked him point blank, what is it? And he just told me, I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, I don't know, Nintendo suggested it.
They had already announced they had not announced the crossover yet. That was part of that announcement.
No, they had announced the crossover.
Had they?
That was January. Fire Emblem Awakening was a February release, and then SMT was like summer. The announcement was made in the summer.
Okay. It was a weird game. Because it came out, and as somebody who had played a lot of Fire Emblem games, like obviously there were things in there that made a difference, but like it was still Fire Emblem. But what I think people were surprised by is that it was all right. Video quality thing's getting on my nerves. Is that it was I just think they hadn't played Fire Emblem.
Yeah, and the casual again, just that.
Yeah. Like that made a huge difference.
Yes,
But I
that
think
got people through the door comfortably.
Yeah, I think the fact that people hadn't played Fire Emblem before was part of it. But also like they put a lot of. I actually think some of the old Fire Emblem art is really good. But it's not super detailed.
It's not
you know?
mainstream.
Right, and it's not. It's not high production value art.
Yusuke Kazaki is extremely mainstream.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what he does. Go look at Pokemon Go, all those characters.
Oh yeah. But there was an extra layer of production in the art of that game that wasn't present in its predecessors.
Yep.
What's interesting is that actually continues on even in their weird, like, not Fire Emblem Awakening lineaged game. But still, this game's amazing.
Yep.
They did an amazing job.
Brain Age Concentration Training, which released in 2013 in North America and 2018 in Europe, or 2017?
Concentration training. This is not our devilish training.
This is.
Is it?
They didn't use the word devil in the English name, but this is that game.
Okay.
This is the one that took forever and ever and ever to come out in Europe.
Yeah, but it was constantly on the coming soon list.
Yep.
It was actually it's actually pretty good. Like it did some nice little changes, like a 7 or so.
Yeah. It's instead of like reaction things, it was very, very focused. Instead of just being like a jack of all trades, it was just very focused on like, no, what is the answer to the equation that was on screen 7 equations ago?
But also it was like it had like a meme and it went with it. You know, it's got like the devilish part. Yeah.
Yes.
Pokemon it was a nice. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say it was a nice pivot for the series.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, which was the first 3DS mystery dungeon, and its gimmick was you would use the cameras to take a picture of a circle, any circle in the world, and it would fucking try and generate a random dungeon based on that circle.
Why?
Fuck it.
Just to make life more miserable? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is a game about making you mad. And they're like, what if we made you have to work to make it mad? Oh. I haven't played this one. I can't review it. But if I could, I would say it's a 4 and fuck off with these Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games.
4 it is. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
I think the loss of the portrait ghosts really denied this game identity. It had bosses that weren't normal, but they didn't. The best part of Luigi's Mansion was the portrait ghosts, like all the weird characters and different puzzle boss fights, and they brought them back in Luigi's Mansion 3, and they are the best part of that game. In fact, they really leaned into it and went with their comedy route. And Next Level proved that they have really tremendous animation and comedy chops.
I mean, yes, that has been the staple of all of their games except for Federation Force.
Yeah, but like they went to another level on that one. Mm-hmm. Just unbelievable. Alexander Morningstar, who is actually he just graduated. His degree is in computer graphics. Like animation, excuse me. And he couldn't stop talking about that game. Like just all the animation stuff it's doing. Um, but I think that not having the Portrait Ghost stuff in here denied them the opportunity to lean into their skill set there.
Yeah.
The octopus boss didn't give them the same flexibility. But that's not really my issue with this game. My issue with this game is it's a 3DS game, and the levels are too goddamn long.
Levels are pretty long.
Like, it's weird. The GameCube game is a better mobile game than the mobile game.
And that proves true when they port the original game to 3DS.
Yeah. Like, whereas the Dark Moon would have been an excellent console game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the mission structure is kind of beyond this levels being too long. The mission structure is kind of
weird. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not. Hope you're not saying the game was bad. It's just
no.
There's a lot of weird things here.
Like there's a lot of things they hit on, but there's so much weirdness that it might knock it down to like a 7.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This game could have been a 9 easily.
Yeah, it is a weird one.
Yeah. And if it had been in a different form factor, like this exact game, obviously with different graphics,
yes,
on Wii U, might have been an 8.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's just a weird fluke of this game, and I actually bought it. So one more story before we go through this one. This game came out during PAX East. During PAX East, and Nintendo was selling it in their PAX East booth directly.
Mm-hmm.
You could walk up to them and give them cash, and they would give you a copy of the game at their booth, which I don't think I've ever seen on the floor of PAX, let alone from fucking a console manufacturer.
But Xseed does that. They even do that at E3.
Oh yeah, Xseed. All right, you're right. Xseed does weird shit like that. I bought that game at PAX East on my way out the door as they were packing up, and then played it on the flight home.
Yeah.
Legacy. Oh god, the chase begins.
So this is a beautiful combination of two things that are usually mutually exclusive: terrible frame rate and atrocious draw distance.
Yeah,
but it's in both.
3D. But it's in 3D.
I think it does support 3D. It's not.
It does.
It's worse in 3D. But yes.
Oh yeah,
it
is, but it does support 3D. I can state that definitively.
Okay. I will not accept a score above a 4.
Okay. I was gonna go with like a 4 or a 5. So 4, whatever. 4 is fine. The Metascore for this actually isn't that low. It's a 6. But there's 2 reviews that are like there's only 6 positive reviews and there's 36 mixed reviews.
Yep.
Which sounds about right. But there's not that many like really negative reviews either. I don't think the game was like an absolute dumpster fire.
It's just not good.
Yeah. I think people gave there's a lot of 5s and 6s. I think people were just kind of like we gave it a 5.5.
Yep.
I think there is a certain amount of like it's still impressive you did this on the 3DS. Should you have done this?
No.
But you did it.
It's like, is it impressive? Perhaps. Would I recommend anyone buy it? No.
It's really Pokeball says I played it and it's really impressive that it runs on a 3DS.
Yes. DKC returns 3D.
Speaking of impressive that it runs on a 3DS.
It gave us that child crying gif.
Yes, this is the game that gave us Nintendo thinking having a DK jump out of a wall while children are playing was a smart decision, and they were right. It was. It was
just
not
for the reasons they thought.
No, they knew exactly what they were doing. They had a man in a DK suit jump out and scare a child. There's no way they
was meant to excite the children.
What? But it jumped through a wall.
Yes.
They're intent
because it's popping out in 3D.
Surprise!
You see how a room of suits can come up with that?
No, that was deliberate. Look, somebody in the room would have said, hey, if I was an 8-year-old kid, I would piss myself if this happened.
I promise you, I have it on good authority that that was not deliberate.
Oh God, that's even worse. It's
Chariot Goblin, go look up Donkey Kong Country children crying, and
Can you
you will
show
see
it?
the GIF.
or is this entire stream entirely too fragile to do that?
This stream is too fragile.
Okay. Yeah, it is. I. All right, this is a really good game. This is a really good game,
It is.
and this is a nice port of it. And Monster did really nice work. And it's kind of impressive. This game runs on 3DS.
Yes.
8,
What
9.
did
Where
you
you at?
give the original? You gave the original a 9.
Yeah,
I would say 8 or
but
9.
this is a number of years later.
Yep. It is
See,
3.
I would say. Yes, I'd say 8.
Okay.
It does have new content, just to be clear.
Yep. Animal Crossing New Leaf is a game that when it launched in Japan, they had to issue public apologies because
Oh, yeah.
the download cards could not be manufactured fast enough.
Yes. Oh, I remember. Top Hat Antnode's DK burst out of that wall with malicious intent.
Yes. This is a game that released in 2012 in Japan, so I was actually pretty sick of this game when it came out in America, but that one was on me.
So I have never played New Leaf. I know people love New Leaf.
It's really good.
I will give you some. So 2012.
For the
Really?
Japanese, 2013 for America. It took like 6 or 7 months to come over.
So when I went to Japan, what was all the Animal Crossing shit then?
For when? Like 2016?
Yeah.
Just Animal Crossing, dude.
So, because there were cards you could buy in 7-Elevens. They had a limited number that
Yeah.
gave you access to 7-Eleven themed items.
In Animal Crossing New Leaf, they had a welcome amiibo content update.
Oh, that's right. You're right. That's right. There was a relaunch of this game. That's the part I was trying to put back together of why they were still doing this in 2016. Got it.
Yep.
There was the relaunch with the really fucking weird direct.
Yes. Because they had sold all these amiibo cards, but no one liked the amiibo compatible games, Happy Home Designer and Amiibo Festival.
And they had sold the amiibo puck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So-
if you didn't see that direct, which I could totally understand if you didn't, they just took the Japanese direct, which was this really low budget video of some guy
One
pretending
of the
to be
producers
like,
of the game
basically
cosplaying a
pretending to
character.
do like a documentary or something, and they just made that the direct, and then in the
Still better than an ISIS video.
yes. And then in other territories, they just badly dubbed it, like deliberately badly dubbed it.
Man, yeah.
That direct is wild.
This game is a 9.
Okay, that's fine.
By the way, for reference, I think Animal Crossing New Leaf, that was May, because that was definitely out before E3.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which is before Game & Wario came out, if you're keeping track of how the 3DS and Wii U schedules line up. All of these 3DS games were out before Game & Wario.
God.
We have 4 more 3DS games. Mario & Luigi Dream Team. This is the first one where people started to get sick of it.
I can't keep track of which ones.
This is the one after Bowser's Inside Story where you have to like pet Luigi's mustache on the bottom screen.
because you're Luigi.
And there's dozens and dozens of clones of Luigi because you're inside of his dreams.
The year of Luigi mustache rides.
Don't say that.
Well, you put it out there, and now we're here. Stupid stream keeps refreshing on my side because of it's like it doesn't like this PC doesn't like that no 144060 God, whatever. Stop it. I don't even need the video. I don't need the video. I'm gonna pause the video. I don't need it. I don't know. What's your? I don't think I played this one.
6.
Really?
It is the first one that was kind of nothing special.
Hmm.
6 or 7. No higher
I'll
than
go with
7.
I'll go with the 7.
Okay. It didn't even review that well. It was like
No, but I think it reviewed better than the 6.
it got like 6s and 7s from what I recall. 6, 7s, and 8s. Mario Luigi. People love the first and third. The second is divisive, but people tend not to like it. And then this game, which is 4 onward, people kind of are just kind of take it or leave it on the whole franchise. It's
So,
this and it's Paper Jam.
Dream Team Metascore is an 81. Yeah,
Jesus.
most of the reviews are in the 8s and 9s.
Oh wow. Okay, that is not my memory, but that's fair.
Yeah.
Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. Fuck these games.
I have no context for these games because I had checked out at that point.
The worst generation of Pokemon. Of the designs, these are the ones that you liked the least. I think that the game design... So this is a 3DS game that has terrible frame rate, is
Good.
2D only, except for in battles, where the frame rate, even in 2D, the frame rate already tanks the worst in battles. This is weird... Sun and Moon is great. That's not unpopular. Yeah, the structure is really, really bad. They're still desperately... they're in the middle of desperately trying to figure out where they're going forward, but they have not figured it out yet. So, like, they have... If I recall, they have, like, HMs and the replacement for HMs in the same game. There's this city called Lumiose City where it transitions to behind the back third person, similar to like a wild area in Sword and Shield, except the entire city is a fucking circle, and it's so, like every 2 buildings you encounter another load. It's really fucking frustrating, and most of the designs are kind of nothing. It's grid-based movement in a 3D plane. No, I love Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is probably my favorite generation. GX. Like Pokepal says, some of the areas in X and Y are 3D for some reason, but some are in 2D. It's inconsistent. ORAS did have a better frame rate. Genuinely, like, if this were my ranking of how I think the games are, I would give these games 4 on the scale of Pokemon games. In terms of how that was received, like a 6 or a 7.
I mean, review-wise, it did okay.
It'll always do okay.
Yeah. I would...
I'm sorry, look at what Twitch flagged.
Hold on, I'm bouncing through windows.
It fucking picked up that Pokepal said fuck, which is okay, up, and they, all separately, and it was like, fuck they up. We can't have that.
Twitch, why?
It took the they from they'd and inserted that as part of the filter. That's amazing, Pokepal. That's amazing.
Fuck up, they.
Fuck up, they. Anyways, I apologize for that distraction. Yes, Pokemon games will always review well.
Yeah. I'm not gonna let you go all the way down to a 4.
No, I would not do that.
People liked this game. I think there were issues with it.
People like the game a lot less in retrospect.
Yeah, but that's not what we're evaluating.
I know. When there have been games since, people realized what was up with this game, and I have proved right historically. I was right there in 2013 saying these games fucking sucked ass.
I think people were excited to play a game made in 3DS for Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
Retrospect has burned this game hard.
Might I recommend Pokédex 3D Pro, a better game than this?
Oh, God. I'm fine with the 7 if you want to go there.
Sure. A Link Between Worlds. I will not let you go to a 4.
No.
Same reason.
Fine, but I think I legitimately don't understand why people love this game. Usually when it's a game that I don't like, that people love, I can see it. I don't fucking get it with this game. I have tried. I have tried and I have tried and I have tried. Somebody posted in the Discord today, "Oh, I beat it. It was okay. It took me 15 hours." And I'm like, does anybody else see the problem here? Like it somebody came in blind and beat the game in 15 hours. Like, this is what I'm saying about it's not a short game in terms of the amount of stuff in it. It just doesn't take very long because the game's economy around the whole buy or rent items is completely fucking trivialized by the fact you just go buy the goddamn items. Oh, that game. Also, it doesn't have any puzzles in it. It just has move, pot, stand on button. Yeah, this game. This
Stepping
game.
Stone.
Yeah, but it's a smooth one and it's wet.
So
And
if
now
we're
you fell
going
in the
based on
lake.
reception, 10.
No, that's
If
not
we're
happening.
going based on reception. Or 9.
I was a member of the press and received that game poorly.
I was a member of the press for Pokemon X and Y, and I received that game as a 4 out of 10 at the time.
Yes, but as you just said, if it were my rankings, no, I wouldn't give this game a 4. But I think it's the worst portable Zelda game.
Triforce Heroes, though.
It's the worst portable single player Zelda game.
What did you give Spirit Tracks?
I think I actually like Spirit Tracks more.
Yeah, I'm just checking what you gave the other games. You gave Spirit Tracks an 8. You gave Phantom Hourglass is 2006.
I mean,
not
GX.
2005.
This game is designed to be a single player game. Yes, you can play Triforce Heroes on your own if you hate people and yourself even more than people. But I'm talking about like this is not a multiplayer game.
You gave Phantom Hourglass a 9, Spirit Tracks an 8.
Yep, and the Locomos are a big problem with that game. I also think this game's ugly. This is the only Zelda game that I think is like objectively ugly, and that's a problem. The color palette's kind of shitty. The art style is kind of bad. It's just
I'm not saying I like this game.
yeah.
I'm saying that you've rated all the other games as
Well,
reception.
they should have been. It should have been. It's a high bar to hold up to, and it fails. If I was evaluating this game, it's a 7 at most, and that's taking into account other people's perception.
Okay, we'll give it a 7. Mario Party Island Tour is a 3DS Mario Party game with no online.
This is the one that you made fun of a lot, right?
There are 3 Mario Party 3DS games. And then there's the one on... The real bad one is when they released the GBA gate, which needed a link cable, on the Wii U Virtual Console. Which meant that there was no multiplayer at all, so they just released it as a single-player Mario Party.
I mean, that's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted my Mario Party to not have people in it. If a Mario Party's in the woods and no one's around to hear it.
So, what did you give Mario Party DS?
Is that we're just gonna go with the whole metric?
Well, Mario Party DS. When the fuck did that come out?
We're still on the very first year we've been doing.
I know. You gave
Things
Mario
go-
Party DS a 4.
All right, I'm fine with that. Let's just keep rolling.
4. Tokyo Crash Mobs.
Oh boy. I haven't done any drugs today.
So 10.
Yeah, no. So I'm scared. I'm gonna go hide behind the couch because I just saw Tokyo Crash Mobs in the back of
8.
my head. And I'm not ready for it.
By the way,
Is
for historical
is,
record, yes, you're gonna say
is this game actually good? I just remember being very
it is.
weird.
It is a very solid Magnetica game.
Yeah, that's what I remember. But I just remember my overwhelming feeling being, God, what is happening?
If the weirdness was not there, I would give it a 6 or a 7. The weirdness bumps it by at least a point.
Yeah, I'm fine with saying this is a 7 or an 8.
Okay, we'll give it an 8. By the way, just for historical record, Super Mario 3D World, Link Between Worlds, and Mario Party Island Tour all came out on the same day because Nintendo was like, we're going to make it an event day instead of we're going to split our audience so hard.
You
All
know,
three of those were out on the same day.
sometimes we make decisions.
They made a decision that was bad.
I didn't.
Al-
I didn't
also
make
the
a comment on the quality of the.
Also,
I
the
just said-
launch trailer for 3D World unveiled all of the secrets and unlockables in a desperate plea to get people to buy a Wii U.
I just said sometimes we make decisions. I didn't say we make good decisions.
By the developer of Room in the Night Sky, our next game, Kersploosh.
Is it really?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Jesus, I don't remember Kersploosh. I'll be honest.
This is the game where you are a variety of objects, first person, like falling down a well. And like there's like donuts and weird shit in the well, and you have to use the circle pad to make sure that you can hit the water at the bottom of the well.
Yeah, GX has landed on the problem I have, which is all I remember. My memories of Kersploosh are just replaced by my memories of Guillaume saying Kersploosh.
This is not the minigame in Wind Waker where the Battleship where they say sploosh.
No.
No, this is Kersploosh, the game where you are a variety of round objects going down a well.
As you do.
By the creators of Room in the Night Sky.
As you don't.
Poisoft, who have a very long and established working relationship with Nintendo.
Have they gotten any work since Vroom in the Night Sky?
Yes. Also, this Kersploosh was not published by Nintendo in Japan.
I can imagine why. Looking at it,
Nintendo picked this up to bring it over. They're like, this game should have our backing.
I don't have any concept on how to review this.
5.
Okay.
Does what it sets out to do, but it's completely unnotable other than the name.
It reminds me of a WiiWare game.
Yep. Harmonite.
Harmonite is a game that people seem to want to love, but I think once we played it, everybody was like, "It's fine."
It does not get complicated enough to be interesting the whole way.
Yeah, I'm fine with the
6 or 7.
Yeah. 6.
Okay. Dylan's Rolling Western: The Last Ranger.
I didn't play the first Dylan. I played the second one.
This is the second one.
Is it?
Yes, this is the second one that improved. Yeah, this is the year after.
Okay.
This is the third year of the 3DS.
Right, because then the next one's the Grimdark Dylan.
That's the fucking 2019 one. Yes.
I like this game well enough. Like a 7.
Yeah, it's real good. They took a lot of the learnings. Like they very clearly listened to what people said about the first one and made all the changes people asked for and made the second one, and it was a lot better.
Yeah.
And then the game that got way too many trailers, Mario and Donkey Kong Minis on the Move.
So it got a trailer.
No, it got like fucking 6.
Like
a fucking 4.
I don't know. I can't evaluate these fucking things.
4. All right.
Okay, sure.
6.56, 2014, Tropical Freeze.
We're here.
Yes, we're 2014.
9.
NES
I think
Remix
some
2.
of the boss battles kind of suck, and they suck enough to keep this game from doing any higher than a 9.
NES Remix 2 has a lot of good games in it.
I didn't play NES Remix 2.
What did you give NES Remix 1? You gave it a 6. I would say 7.
Okay.
It is the second time you see the trick but it is benefited by games that you would actually want to play. Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8's a really good game. It's a 9.
So here's the thing about 2014 is that at the time it fucking sucked because they were at this point third-party games had pretty much dried up.
Right.
And
But
there are only 9 Wii U games here. The catch is they're all bangers.
yeah, there are some absolute fucking bangers here.
Pushmo World.
Pushmo. I don't like Pushmo, so I can't evaluate this one.
7.
Okay.
Hyrule
I'm fine with
Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors is like an 8. It's a really good game.
Bayonetta 1.
It's another 8. It's a really good game.
Bayonetta 2.
Also an 8. It's a really good game.
Smash Wii U.
It's a 9, and it would be a 10, but like it just isn't quite there.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
7. It's very good at what it's setting out to do.
That was the entire Wii U year.
God.
Which, again, they're all bangers, but there was like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
All right, here we go for 3DS.
This was the summer of Too Hot for Games, correct?
Yes, the first one.
Okay. Yeah.
2015 was the year of Too Hot for Games.
Right.
Yeah, to be clear, Mario Kart 8, Pushmo World was eShop. Mario Kart 8 was April, and Hyrule Warriors was September.
Yeah.
So that was the summer of Too Hot for Games. Bravely
Yes,
Default.
Bravely Default is...
It sold 1 billion copies.
It sure did. And Square Enix completely screwed the pooch by letting Nintendo publish it.
Maybe, but Nintendo also marketed the fuck out of it, so...
They did. This is Bravely Default. Fuck, this is the hardest one we've ever done!
It is fuck
This
out
is-
of 10.
Yeah, it is.
Is this a 2, or is this a 9?
Yeah, it's like there's no middle grounds here. Like, how mad did the twist make you? Yeah, it's both. It is a 2 and a 9. It is Schrodinger's review. I'm gonna go with a 9, and I'm gonna justify it. So I went through, not all of. I mean, you can skip the loops.
Yeah, you don't get the true ending if you do.
No. But I mean, there's if you do some of the loops, you can get to
Yes.
the true ending. You don't have to do like 9 loops to get to the true ending.
Yeah, you need to do 4.
Yeah. So the payoff,
Open spoilers.
though, the payoff for that though, is possibly the greatest JRPG boss battle I've ever seen, because it isn't just a really cool fight, which it is. It's a really cool fight where the story is happening in the fight, which it is, for you and for every player who has synced their copy of Bravely Default up recently,
Oh, so it's Nier Automata. Yeah, I know.
including your friends.
Yep.
And it's explicitly highlighting them, so you get to watch your friends' parties as they were last constituted fighting this same battle. And that is because that's a key conceit of the plot of the... It's genius.
Yeah.
It's such a clever idea. So I'm gonna go with the 9. Like, and they almost had to do the fuck you loops for that. Well, hold on. For a story reason, the loops had to be there for it to make sense. But what they should have done is make it so it was a lot faster to complete them.
What they should have done is written in a story, written in a cutscene where the characters went through multiple loops in a single cutscene.
I think having the player be disoriented and exploring the world the second time.
Make them
made
do
sense.
2 loops and then be done.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
more
make them
than
do
2.
2 loops, or then just do the 3rd loop, and they're just like, well, we know where the bad guy is. Let's just go fuck him up. I will say though, about the loops, I did love that the asterisk holders were different on each loop. Like their personalities were slightly different.
Yes.
And so you got these really kind of nutty quest lines out of them when you went to go fight them, including the infamous, what was it, the girls' night out one,
Jesus. Yeah.
where you roll in and it's just all of the female asterisk holders in one big dumb fight,
Yes.
and the only reason they're mad is because Tiz showed up. Like they weren't gonna fight otherwise. But Tiz is here. It's like, oh well, we gonna fuck y'all up now.
Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy, the final game.
Ah, yeah. This is the 3DS game,
The
and
second
I don't
3DS game.
Yeah, and I don't really care for how the 3DS games play.
This one looked really beautiful. They had really
It
learned
is-
what the color
is-
schemes that popped were.
Gorgeous. And whatever your name for the last game in the first trilogy is, whatever your regional title,
Unwound
because that
Future,
game has
time traveling.
game- that game has 4 titles. It has an amazing conclusion to the narrative of those characters, and then they went and made prequels, and so you can't have the emotional climax on a prequel because obviously the prequel precludes that. But
they kind of did, but only with the character that was only in the prequels.
yeah, and in the end, they still did a pretty good job with it.
Yep.
And they still they stuck the landing, considering it didn't feel like they knew where they were going for the first 2 titles. So yeah, I mean, I'm fine with this being a 7 or an 8.
You gave
I-
Miracle Mask an 8.
Okay, I'm fine with this being an 8 as well.
I would agree.
I'm a mark for the series. And the only Layton game I don't like is one we'll get to later.
No, we won't. Nintendo didn't put it out.
Oh, that's right.
This
they
is the
didn't.
last. This year had 2 Layton games, and they were the last 2 Layton games Nintendo put out.
Did we do Layton versus right?
That is 2 games from now.
Okay.
In Japan, that was 2012. In America, that was after the 6th game.
That game is unbelievable.
Yoshi's
And that-
New Island, in the meantime. Dun, 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 dun,
This
dun,
this is the one with the infamous song.
This
right?
is the one with the fucking worst soundtrack you can imagine. Yes.
Oh, I'm working on a piece right now about a worse one that Nintendo published.
Oh boy.
They paid Sakuraba to make this. I can't. I didn't play it.
Yoshi's Island fans hate it.
Okay, that's good. That's good, right?
3.
Okay. Yeah, GX. I'm writing an article about the valedictorian elegy. No, what is it? The dance. Fuck. Something dance 2. I'm writing an article about a specific song.
Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Hell yes.
Speaking
Here-
of some of
here-
the worst selling games.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is, in terms of puzzles, the least captivating Layton game prior to the passing away of the Puzzle Master. In terms of the stuff, this is okay. I mean, obviously, you could tell that the Layton director made those sections. I mean, excuse me, that the Ace Attorney made those sections. But it's not. There aren't great investigations. But of course, they replace the investigations with Layton stuff. It's kind of like a soft version of both of these games because
Yep.
they're trying to answer both. But the writing in this game,
It turns out Shu Takumi very good at writing.
yeah, and
Who
Shu
would've thought
Takumi
after
has
Ghost
apparently
Trick?
played all the Layton games and said, "Look at this weak ass shit. Hold on." Shu Takumi got to write a Layton game, and he went all in.
Yep.
He's like, "Okay, all right. You think last time travel's weird? Wait for this. This game." And what I will say that really makes this game work, the localization is phenomenal, but they did an excellent job blending 2 distinct worlds and making these 2 casts really work well together.
Yeah.
Like
It
I
helps
was
that there were only two source characters from each game that they picked, and then everything
Yep.
else was original. That really helped.
But like, it also turns out that those 4 characters really work well together.
Mhm.
I would have never guessed that the Luke Maya combination is actually really powerful. Because you have, she's an adult, but
Mhm.
by age,
But she's very yes.
she's a child. And you have Luke, who is a child who wants desperately to be an adult.
Just so you know, we've been streaming for an hour and 45 minutes, and we are 1.5 years in. Can we get a number?
Okay, yeah, it's 10.
Okay.
It's a 12. It's a 45. It's
Disney Magical World 3DS.
I don't fucking know. There's like 80 of these games.
This is 2. 5. Kirby Triple Deluxe.
No, there's not 2. There's a ton of these Magical World games. They just have different names.
Kirby Triple Deluxe.
This is really good. 8.
Mario Golf World Tour.
I
This
don't
is the one
I
that
don't
has
know.
the season pass.
Yeah. But it's kind of light on content without it, right?
Yep, it's about half the game on the cartridge and then half the game for DLC.
6.
Okay. Tomodachi Life.
Is this even a game?
Mhm.
Is it? Is it really?
Is The Sims a game?
No.
That is not true.
The Sims has objectives. I can't evaluate Tomodachi Life. All I know are the nightmares.
Yes, this was the one where Nintendo forgot gay people exist, put out a statement that said that Nintendo would include same-sex relationships in any future Tomodachi Life games, and then never made another Tomodachi Life game.
The not making another Tomodachi Life game is the most understandable part of all of that. Yeah, we're good. We did it. We did it once.
Well, no, this is the sequel. The first one was on DS in Japan.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. There was the DS game.
This was Shin
Uh,
in Japan.
They instead went with fucking what the fuck is Mitomo?
And then Miitopia.
Yes,
Anyways, Tomodachi Life 6, and we move on.
sure.
Smash 3DS.
This was remarkable that they did it. They basically made you play it at E3 before you could play the Wii U one because they wanted people to understand, no, this is really good. You should play it. And so I'm fine with this being an 8.
Okay. Pokemon Art Academy. GX, no, it's not. Pokemon Art Academy.
I don't know.
8. Fantasy Life.
I liked it, but I didn't love it. 7.
7. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. 1 higher than whatever the fuck we gave X and Y. 8.
Oh,
Total.
okay.
8 for ORAS. Ultimate NES Remix, which is the 2 NES Remix games combined with less content.
7.
Sure. Same rating as 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chibi Robo Photo Finder.
Oh god, did this thing not work?
This thing worked as well as the 3DS cameras could possibly work.
Okay, so it worked okay then, compared to the fucking DS game photos. I don't know. What do you think?
Fucking 6. Poor Skip is
Okay.
right.
Okay.
That game was actually fucking substantive. The problem is that it was difficult to make work.
Yeah, Guillaume had thoughts on it.
Steel Diver Sub Wars. This is the free-to-play multiplayer game.
Yeah, 5, 6, I don't know,
5.
somewhere in there.
Pokemon Battle Troze. The sequel to Pokemon Troze that we definitely needed.
I don't even remember this game coming out. I can't evaluate it because I forgot it existed.
That's not true. What
No,
would
I
be Pokemon
legitimately.
I know. What would be Pokemon Troze? That's 2006. We gave it a 4.
Okay.
4 it is.
This is the what 10-year later sequel to Pokemon Troze?
This is 8 years later. Don't worry.
Okay.
2015 introduces Pokemon Shuffle, which is Troze but free to play.
Well, I mean that's an improvement.
Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
I like the shit out of this game.
Yeah, this
8.
game's great. 8 it is. Photos with Mario.
What the fuck is Photos with Mario?
It is a game that you download, and if you have AR patterns that came with physical Nintendo eShop cards at certain retailers, you could take some AR pictures.
Are we really reviewing this?
Are we really reviewing Photo Clock?
I didn't want to. I don't know. I don't fucking know. 3. What the fuck?
3 it is. Did they put development resources into it? Absolutely. DDD's Drum Dash Deluxe, which was part of Kirby Triple Deluxe, spun out.
I didn't play it.
6.
So
Kirby
okay.
Fighters Deluxe, which is the first Fighters game, which was from Triple Deluxe.
People kind of liked it, didn't they?
Yeah. 7?
Yeah. 7, yeah.
7.00 exactly for 2014.
Okay. Yeah.
The year of Too Hot for Games.
Oh, yeah.
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. The game that was so gorgeous and you couldn't look at it because
Yes.
you had to stare at the fucking gamepad.
8.
Okay. That's high, but okay. I don't know if it got that high reviews. I don't remember. Mario vs.
It interviewed well.
Mario vs. DK Tipping Stars, which Simul released on 3DS and had cross-buy.
Can't. I can't. I need to have my shame somewhere. Here it is.
Don't worry, there's even more Mario v DK games.
I know, that's the problem.
Mario Party 10, fuck you, we brought it back again.
This is still in the carts, right?
Yeah, this is still in the cars. This is the one where sometimes Bowser rolls the dice.
If I said 5, is anybody gonna get mad?
You said 5 for Mario Party 9.
Okay, 5 it is then.
Amiibo tap, Nintendo's greatest bits. What if you tapped an Amiibo and it randomly
You've been
decided...
threatening to make me review this game for like 3 weeks now.
What if...
I'm finally going to take the threat out of your hands.
What if you tap an Amiibo and there's 30 games and it randomly picks Mock Rider and then you get to play Mock Rider for 30 seconds before it tells you to go buy it from the eShop?
I want to know, did anybody actually review Amiibo Tap?
You should go check it out.
I'm doing that right now. There are no Metacritic reviews.
It's the fucking killer app for Amiibo.
We did. We reviewed
Advertisement.
it.
Hell yeah.
No, we didn't review it. Don had it, and Don refused to score it.
Hell yeah.
All right. I mean, let's just jump to his conclusion.
NAN out of 10.
The only issue is that you naturally need some Amiibo to play around with Amiibo Tap. Don, lowercase a. While they are clearly more expensive than buying the game outright, I mean, true, unless you went to Toys R Us. If you already have an assortment of figurines, you're good to go. You just need to make sure they are attached to an owner, though, or else you won't be able to use the figurines. If your friends have an Amiibo figure with them, they can use those as well, but they can't access that game until they bring their Amiibo once again. You might have to jump through a few hurdles to access each game, but a whole experience was surprisingly enjoyable regardless.
30 seconds of Mock Rider, 30 seconds of Excite Bike. Go, you fucker.
10.
No.
10. I don't know. It's dumb, but it's dumb in the way that I appreciate, to the point where I'm like, you know what? Fine, 6. That's stupid. This is incredibly stupid that you have made this thing.
That is 3 times higher than it deserves.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes you get points for being stupid.
Splatoon 1.
I'll go with like a 2.
Okay.
But there is another review that actually did score it. They gave it a 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's not if you're on a 5-point scale, it's not a 1. It's not atrocious, but it's not a 2.
But I kind of want to give it more, just because it's like, what happened here? Like
they needed Amiibo software is what happened. That's
I know.
Genuinely what happened.
But this was what there's like a sense of like, if you give 1,000 monkeys a typewriter happened here. They went into Amiibo without a Skylanders. Yeah, deliberately. Like, that was their thing. They're like, no, this isn't the Skylanders thing. This is for being used everywhere.
Splatoon 1.
9.
Art Academy Home Studio, which existed for Miiverse.
I don't know.
8.
Okay.
What were you going to say about Splatoon? Sorry.
I was gonna say that the motion controls jive with me. So, this game coming out of that E3 where they just had it, it was just there. I actually ran into a friend of mine who works in the industry and like really had to press her to go play it. Like, no, you need to go play it. I'm going to make you play this. And she did, and she's like, "Oh, holy shit! Oh."
That's
Yeah.
the direct where they spent 10 minutes explaining and re-explaining and re-explaining the rules because they needed to make sure people understood that this was as good as it was.
Yeah. Also, we got to see a lot of shots inside of an aquarium.
Yes. Super Mario Maker. The thing that should have saved the Wii U but did not. Like the fifth thing that should have saved the Wii U but did not.
So Super Mario Maker has lots of weaknesses that needed to get fixed, and some of them were fixed through patches. But for the sheer creativity of it, and how fucking well it works, like it works better than it had any right to.
Only 2 months left before they shut all the servers off.
I'm gonna say, I kind of want to say a 10.
10 it is.
Even though it's got issues.
Yeah. Yoshi's Woolly World.
It's fine. 7.
Okay, here we go. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater.
6.
They reviewed it like a 5. We can go
5.
6.
I'm fine with the 5 or 6. I don't know. It was neat to get a Fatal Frame game.
In the West, yes. Or
Yeah,
specifically
that's
in
what
the
I mean.
US, because
That's what I mean. It was
there were some that did get localized for Europe on the Wii.
yeah.
Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Oh fuck's sake!
Bitch.
Don's favorite game.
Yes, we're already well past Favorite Camera. I got a 1.
Yeah. Don's favorite game. 4 because I just lost all my bells. 3.
3.
It's Mario Party without the party.
Here is
Or
Don's
the
actual
Mario.
favorite game, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. This is the one that has 1 court, no additional modes. It has online, but you can't matchmake with friends. It's random only.
Yeah.
This is the thing that they shit out to have a disc on shelves.
3.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
10.
Devil's
10.
Third.
10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10.
Oh,
10.
Devil's Third gets a 10?
No. 2.
Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles X is consistently like there's so much hidden amazing stuff in that game. The fact that they literally didn't finish it is the most infuriating experience in the world. The fact
There was
that
a
there
character named
is
C4.
the DLC for that game. I talked about this recently. The DLC in that game was DLC in Japan. In the West, it was included. Introduces a character that fundamentally makes you question the identity of the main of Cross,
Yes.
which is the character you create. This is a totally optional character that when you meet him, it's just you walking past an alley. He grabs you and says, "You're gonna do me a favor." And if you hang out with him enough, you're gonna find out something about him that makes you have an existential crisis, and potentially makes every person on that world have an existential crisis. Yep. And that's the fucking DLC side character. There's so much hidden shit in this game. There's the whole like, what happens if you make a Manon a police detective? And the answer is they've watched too many detective shows. There's the excellent scene where you meet the Zerburgerans, the ones that eat pollution, and the Manon, who have been basically a nuisance since they arrived. Like walk up to the human characters like they own the place, and they're like, "Man, get a look at this guy. I think they should live here. What's up with them?" And it's like, "Listen here, you little pizza eating fucks. You're running around town like a bunch of dumbasses. At least they're cleaning up pollution. You're driving a pizza maker insane, and you're playing shitty music over my city."
Majora's Mask 3D.
8. Majora's Mask is an excellent game. They did a good job with it.
Mario vs. DK Tipping Stars, but this time on the 3DS.
Same score. Fuck it.
3. Codename Steam.
I don't really like Codenames Steam that much.
It was not received very well. I don't like it either.
6. It was trying to do things other games had already done better.
And it did aiming particularly poorly.
Uh-huh.
Fossil Fighters
did-
Frontier. This is the one that kids got to go see, but not you.
I haven't played Frontier, but I like Fossil Fighters in general.
It's a good one of those.
Okay.
7
or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xenoblade
fine
Chronicles 3D.
Uh,
Monster Games' last Nintendo work.
9.
Wow.
Is there something wrong with that port?
I mean, the textures are significantly lower quality than the Wii one, including the faces. That's what people. Yes.
8.
Okay.
The faces. I mean, here's the thing: Xenoblade Chronicles. As long as it's a functional port of Xenoblade Chronicles, 8 is your floor. Because that game's really, really good.
It is a functional port of Xenoblade Chronicles that has quality of life improvements and a graphical and performance downgrade.
Okay.
That is what that is. Puzzle and Dragons Z plus Super Mario Brothers Edition.
This is like, all right, we've got shit just on the shelf back in Japan. Can we just put it out to fill out the release calendar?
Puzzle and Dragons Z coming over is hilarious because I don't know for a fact. I know in my gut that 80% of the people who bought this game in the West never played more than 30 minutes of Puzzle and Dragons Z.
No, they just bought it for the Mario one.
Exactly, which is why they stuck Z in.
They could have just released the Mario one. They could have just not included Puzzle and Dragons Z, and it probably wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, it seems like it's more content, which it is. It's a fucking 40-hour RPG that no one played.
Yeah, I mean, it is more content, but it would have saved them a lot of money to not have to
That's
localize it. I don't know.
7.
Where are we at? 7? Okay, that's fine.
LBX Little Battlers Experience.
I played this game. I might have reviewed this game.
I think you reviewed this game.
I didn't dig it. It's got neat ideas, but 6.
6 it is. Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer.
10.
Fuck you.
I don't know. What do you think?
It is so hard to rate this because in terms of tool set,
you can't have fun with it.
You can do a lot. Just like you can draw a picture on a piece of paper and have a great time with it. In terms of what does the game ask for you, it asks for you to unbox a couple pieces of furniture and then say confirm, and then the game tells you that they've never lived in a prettier house, and then you're done. You can put children
Oh yeah, Dan's house
on fire. Like you could put like Barbie, like you could put a baby crib next to a bunch of electrical outlets connected to grills and fire hazards and indoor bonfires, and they'll be like, thanks, it's perfect for my child.
Yeah, Dan's infamous direct for that.
Yeah, or quick look.
So here's the thing, like Happy Home Designer, for me is only of any value because of the phrase that came out of Happy House Arrest.
I mean, yes.
Which is because they go to their house and then they never leave. And so, for whatever reason, Carly came up with calling it Happy House Arrest.
And you can't enter that. People defended it against criticism by saying that they reworked the the decoration mechanics, which they did until they patched them back into the Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Right.
Which, also, can I just point out, Animal Crossing New Leaf launched at 35, and by the time this game was out, was a Nintendo Select at 20. This game was 40. This game was more expensive than New Leaf ever was.
And it has built-in cards with DLC cards, effectively.
Uh-huh. A lot of them. There's no... Like many Animal Crossing games, there's not really a progression outside of, like, the first hour. And then... Really, the only other thing is also from Dan's quick look, where it just said, you learned consent.
Well, I mean,
It's very important.
There you go.
I don't know.
66 is the Metacritic for this.
So minus the Nintendo bump 5?
I'm fine with the 5.
Chibi Robo Ziplash. It came with a
Uh,
Chibi Robo amiibo that I got for $5 along with a copy of the game.
I haven't played it. God, I wonder what the statute of limitations is on this story. We've got to be getting close.
Give it another year. I know the story.
Yeah.
Um,
It's such a it's such a good story too. I don't get it. Oh,
Look,
they
that
sab-
amiibo is really good.
they sabotaged their own PR. Here's a cool story. Don't tell it.
Yep. Alright, so, fucking 4.
Okay.
Triforce Heroes. What if online multiplayer in the Link Between Worlds engine with no communication? Except for line stickers.
Which we now use those line stickers in our Discord.
I will say this. The one thing, the two good things I will say about this game. One, has a killer main theme. Two, I appreciate the premise of everyone thinks they're the hero, and so they're all going to compete to prove that they're the hero.
Right.
That is a cute premise for why there is a multiplayer Zelda. Those are my two positives.
So like 6 or 7?
6.
Okay.
Yokai Watch.
Yokai Watch. I actually really dug.
It's good.
Didn't we already allow the word dumbass?
Earlier today, yes.
Twitch. We said that word's okay. Yeah, Yokai Watch, it turns out, isn't just dumb marketing.
Yeah, it's good.
I'd say it's an 8.
I agree.
They made the mistake of getting so far behind Japan that they tried to catch up, and they basically buried the franchise in itself.
Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
I refuse to rate any more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games.
I regret it for you. This isn't the last one. 4.
Well, that's fine. I don't have to do it.
Flipnote Studio 3D.
This is a really neat tool. It really is. Like,
I agree.
8, 9,
9.
9. Okay, yeah.
Pokemon Shuffle, free to play, extremely gross microtransactions, all the way up. Pokemon Troze with terrible loading times.
So 10.
So 4 at the ceiling.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
What did we give fucking Troze the year before? 4. Box Boy.
7.
Pokemon Rumble World. Free to play, but you could spend $30 to get rid of the free to play elements, and it's just fucking Pokemon Rumble, which we've been giving 3s to this entire time.
Then give it a money out of 10. Yes.
3.
3. Yeah.
Stretchmo.
Stretchmo. Again, I don't fuck with Pushmo. This is what it is.
This is the really, really great free-to-play one. This is the best one in the series. I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
Dr. Mario Miracle Cure. It's Dr. Mario Online for the 3DS.
Great. I like Dr. Mario. 7.
Nintendo Badge Arcade.
Fuck, I don't know. Upsetting. Upsetting
It's
out of
literally
10.
a crane game. They literally made a crane game.
Yeah, they did. But also at the same time, like, it's weirdly addictive.
Yes, because crane games are addictive.
Yeah. But then they put in, like, they made literally, like, they could have sold a fucking quarter slot attachment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I never actually put any money in this game, but I did basically do every free pull I could do.
They knew what they were doing, clearly.
Yeah, it's fun, and that stupid fucking rabbit.
Yep. He's in
8?
Smash. 8 it is.
That fucking asshole.
Rounding out the 5 free-to-play 3DS games on this list, Pokemon Picross. This was the year of free-to-play 3DS.
I remember Pokemon Picross, and it was Picross, and Picross's shrug shoulders fine, I guess.
7.
Yeah.
There's Pokemon Shuffle, Pokemon Rumble World, Stretchmo, Nintendo Badge Arcade, and Pokemon Picross all in the same calendar year. That's what the eShop was this year. And Rusty's Real Real Deal Baseball was the year before. So that's a 6.060606. 2016.
It's
Twilight
probably our
Prin-
last year.
What?
This is probably our last year for today. Since we're at 2 hours already.
Your call. I started early with the hope of maybe finishing this out.
No. I knew that wasn't happening.
I mean, we're almost at Switch.
Yeah, but then we have to go through Switch.
It's fine. It's easy. Twilight Princess HD.
Twilight Princess HD 8. It's they made a really nice port of Twilight Princess.
Nice port of a bad game. Pokken Tournament. They made Tekken
I'm
with
kinda-
Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm like torn between 7 and 8.
8 sounds good. Star Fox Zero. Zero is not a valid score.
No. 5.
Star Fox Guard.
Also 5, but for like a completely different reason.
Mini Mario and Friends, Amiibo Challenge. What if Mario and Donkey Kong, but it was Amiibo?
I would not play it, and guess what?
2.
Guess what I didn't do?
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Sharp FE.
GX points out Uncle Grippy we should have mentioned. So
Yes.
Uh,
Depends.
Tokyo Mirage.
Is this the disc version or the download version?
Yeah, that's true. I played the disc, you played the download, and we had very different experiences as a consequence. I really like this game a lot, but those some of those dungeons are just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the first dungeon is bad. How do you fuck up the first dungeon of your game?
I feel like the middle ones were good, and then the first and last ones were bad.
The stupid blouse dungeon is
Yeah.
just awful. And then the last dungeon just takes a million years to get through. This is possibly one of the funniest games on Wii U. And
That is
most of the
coming up.
time it intends to be. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's when it's funniest.
8?
What was that?
8?
8? Yeah, 8 sounds about right.
Mario Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. 7.
Yeah, tell me how I should feel about Mario and Sonic at
He said
Other
earlier that it was
Olympics.
one of the 3 best.
Okay.
Or one of the 3 good ones, rather.
Okay, 7 sounds fine.
Paper Mario Color Splash is the funniest game on Wii U.
I never played Color Splash.
I reviewed Color Splash at a 9.5.
Okay.
This game is incredible.
Is that commensurate with the receipts it was getting?
It was mixed.
Okay.
By people who really want another 1,000-year door, it was like at a 4 or 5. For people who were content with the fact that Paper Mario had become an adventure game series with combat, got 8s, 9s.
Okay.
I was at the high end of the spectrum. Crucially, they did Sticker Star again, but this time they achieved what they were setting out to do with Sticker Star.
It is a gorgeous game as well.
It is a gorgeous game to the point where Origami King just used the same graphics engine because it's like, fuck it, we already nailed it.
I'm amenable to 8 or 9.
I will give it a 9. It is also the last Wii U exclusive.
Yep.
Rest in peace. It will never get ported. Rest in peace. Mario and Luigi.
Xenoblade X is in an equally precarious place because of how much it used the gamepad.
Color Splash can be ported, they just won't.
Right.
Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
I don't even remember Paper Jam. Like, I remember the name, and I
This
remember they're like,
is-
we're gonna combine Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi, and everybody's like, why?
This is the second Mario and Luigi game, which people didn't really like, except instead of having 4 characters, it had 3. That's it. It was another
Cool.
Mario and Luigi. They kept making them this generation.
So 10.
Fucking 5 or 6. I would say 6.
Okay, I'm fine
6
with
is
that.
commensurate with what it got at the time, genuinely.
Okay, then I'm fine with that.
Fire Emblem Fates as a collection, by
Um,
which I mean every pro and con, all in one. Like, this is the special edition with all 3 games on the cartridge.
yeah. Okay. That might make it worse in a weird way. It's amazing the lessons they took from Awakening, and those lessons seem to be what if more.
It's really
Eh,
funny that I had to. If memory serves, you played Birthright first.
Right.
And fell off it so hard that the entirety of 2016 I had to pester you, truly please just go back and play Conquest. And then eventually you did, and you were like, oh, they should have just released this one.
But my issue with it is that ultimately, when I say everything more, I don't just mean more game or more versions of the game.
Yeah, everything's ratcheted up.
Yeah, and you ended up with like these fucking almost parody level characters, where like there was a softness to the writing of Awakening. Like there were characters that were trashy, but they were sort of in the minority. You know, it was anime as shit, but it was a little bit more gentle about it. Whereas like Fates was just like, here is all of the anime stereotypes on turned up to 10, have fun. And it was like I'm there were characters I met and knew immediately what stereotype they were from the art and what was going to happen to them, and I would nail it. And the writing's not as good. The plot is kind of stupid, to be honest. It whereas Awakening, like, it has a nice narrative beat. It's got a nice arc. The character design's better. This is they took Awakening, made it worse, and then made 3 versions of it for no reason I can discern. Besides, Awakening made a lot of money.
You know the reason Awakening made a lot of money.
Yeah. Besides that, I can't discern the reason.
I mean, they made 3 versions of Fire Emblem 3 Houses also. They just didn't charge you 3 times for it.
Right. Yeah, and so in that respect, like, Fire Emblem 3 Houses is nice as a
making
consequence.
3 versions of a thing seems to be their thing now.
They made 4 versions.
Yes.
3 Houses. Yeah. It's like,
I was not.
I mean, that's out there now.
So. I was not going open spoilers for a more recent game, but yes. Or a game that we're not in the year of.
Okay.
Like,
it's not
open spoilers on 2016 games right now, not later.
All right. I don't think that's much of a spoiler because they've talked about it in the past, so I'm not too worried about it. But anyway.
They did not. That was a big surprise during the review period, because everyone I was talking to during the review period had no idea what I was talking about.
Softness. No, there is a softness. Yeah. Awakening, if it was a good anime, Fates felt like a different studio taking over. Yeah. So I'm gonna say.
You gave Awakening a 9.
Yeah, I give this a 7.
Okay. Rio 3DS, I don't know. Fucking 5.
Is 3DS one any good? I don't know.
Not really. The 3DS, outside of one specific DS one, the handheld Mario and Sonics are not received that well.
Okay.
Hyrule Warriors Legends. I guess this game didn't have new 3DS on the box for some reason.
Wait, what was this?
Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Oh, I've never actually seen the 3DS version.
It runs acceptably, so it doesn't have 3D. This has a lot of content that ended up getting wrapped back into the Switch version. Like,
yep.
At the time, it was the Wii U game with extra Wind Waker content and then a second DLC season pass. And crucially, for whatever reason, they let this game run on an old 3DS despite the fact that it barely functioned. Like, we're talking, like, at its height, at its absolute best, about 15 frames per second. Like,
yeah.
It was basically unplayable on original 3DS, but for some reason they didn't lock it behind new 3DS, which felt gross. Great game, but it feels gross. This did add the ability to directly control your AI, like the other characters, which they've added with all of their subsequent games.
So I'm going to ask you then. Would you say, averaging the experience of playing it on new versus original, would you be comfortable with the 7?
Yeah.
Okay. The patches made it worse.
for
Great.
performance on the old ones. Yes, because they kept adding more content without.
Right.
They weren't focused on improvements. They were focused on adding content.
Right.
Bravely Second End Layer.
Oh God! All right, we're gonna have to talk for a few minutes. Because I need to factor my thinking.
Should I go to the bathroom?
No,
Okay.
unless you need to. If you need to go to the bathroom, go
Okay.
for it.
I'll go for just a second. Be right back.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to the audience. Audience. Bravely Second, the sequel to Bravely Default. Yes. The second Bravely Default game. Yes. So Bravely Second is I compare it, and let me be clear when I say this. This is not a quality comparison. I compare it to Tales of Symphonia: Dawn of the New World, because Dawn of the New World took the characters from Tales of Symphonia, advanced the calendar a couple years, and then introduced a character, Do Not Steal. Japanese art book out of 10. I own the Bravely Second Japanese art book. Thank you very much. I bought it in Portland on a very lovely trip. And okay, I just wanted to make sure that you people knew. I forget that GX has a list of all of my books. But whereas Dawn of the New World is like just fucking awful nightmare of fan fiction. Bravely Second is at least like generally passable fan fiction. Although, as Greg likes to point out, they named the main character You to really drive home the point he is an OC. But I like it. It's still there. It's the writing's still there. The funny writing is still there. The world is still great. The combat system wasn't fucked up. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you, other game that's the sequel to Bravely Default. And there was like what's the name of a cookie clicker mini game where you just like let them make dolls for money. It's a real thing in that fucking game. 8.
Oh boy, that is high. Okay.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Like, I can't. I'll go like 6, 8, 7, and then like I really enjoyed that game for what it was. It is worse than its predecessor in a lot of ways, but doesn't have the fuck you pivot at the end. If you remember, the fuck you pivot is why we called that game both a 2 and a 9 at the same time.
Oh, I know.
It doesn't have it. So it's like, okay, that's better. But then it's like, we did a bunch of other stuff worse. So what is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Disney Art Academy, just like all the other Art Academy games, 8.
Okay.
Kirby Planet Robobot.
9. People really like the shit out of this game.
Yeah. Rhythm Heaven Megamix.
8. And here's why. Megamix Rhythm Heaven's great. Megamix doesn't add enough new content.
Yep. I agree. We'll come back to Style Savvy. Because you're probably going to say that you're going to come to me on this, and I need to think about that. This is the most controversial Style Savvy game, and I can explain why.
Okay.
Let's move on to a much less controversial game, Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I've only poked at it.
This game is an 8 or a 9.
Okay, I'm fine with an 8.
This game is fucking good. Fuck the haters.
I know you like it a lot.
Yes. This game...
My time with it, I was like, this seems fine.
Yes.
I didn't really like get into it, so I didn't keep going.
It is a really fun multiplayer game, and I am someone who doesn't necessarily play a lot of multiplayer games. Yes, Blast Ball was not that good. It's fine. We'll get to Blast Ball later on this list. Picross 3D Round 2.
People really like the shit out of Picross 3D.
8.
9?
Sure.
8? I'm fine with that. Either one of those.
8. Dragon Quest 7. Yada 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 yada
yada. People like this port, right?
Yeah. People like this port. People don't like that the Western versions of the 3DS 7 and 8 don't have the orchestrated soundtracks that the 3DS versions in Japan do. Because they're that fucking trash ass composer is very picky about.
Yeah, I can't do anything for these because I don't even have that much Dragon Quest experience.
8.
Okay.
Yokai Watch 2, Bony Spirits and Fleshy Souls.
I also played this one. I don't know if I ever talked about the fact that I played Yokai Watch 2. 8. It's fine. It's great. It's
A lot of
still,
8s.
Yokai Watch is still good. They made a third version, and that's where I'm going to start just deducting points for games existing.
I'm also going to give 8 to Style Savvy, Fashion Forward. That game is very, very weird. It completely throws out the structure that the previous game had set up. It is like on NES when the second game would always just be completely fucking different.
Yeah.
It is that. It is like, oh, you're in a dream world and you have to go around the world and find different unique colors on objects to add them to your color palette where you are designing your own clothes, and also you can decorate your model homes, and also the way the calendar works is different. It's fucking weird, but yes. I still recommend Style Savvy in general. This one is just significantly different. Disney Magical World 2.
God.
Whatever the last one got, -1.
There you go.
Which was 2014. I think. 4 it is.
A lot of sequels here.
Mario Party Star Rush
Star Rush is
the sequel to. It's not Top 100. It's the middle 3DS Mario Party of the 3 that no one remembers.
Yeah. You're right. I just remember the top 100 because we all looked around and said, "There's 100 minigames people like."
Yep, we gave 4 to the last one. This one changes almost literally nothing, so 3.
Okay.
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
People really like this game a lot.
Yes.
9s.
9. Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS.
I forgot that even existed. Holy shit!
You can't upload courses and you can't search.
But you can do cooperative work together.
Only using Street Pass.
Yes. I mean, not being able to upload is a huge killer here.
Huge killer.
6.
Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, but this time for the 3DS. 2, just like the Wii U.
There you go.
Pocket
Fun
card
fact: when you make a world for Pokemon is fun.
Pokemon Card Jockey.
You mean Pocket Card Jockey?
Oh, sorry, Pocket Card Jockey. Yes, I'm sorry. Same developer.
7. Yeah.
7. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the game a lot.
Box Boy.
I don't think I played the Double Box Boy.
Box Boy is good.
Okay.
I would give it the same score as the last one, in
Okay.
that it does not lose anything by being a sequel. So 7.
Okay. Box out of 10.
Metroid Prime Blast Ball, the worst part of Federation Force that they somehow really tried to center in their marketing.
Yeah, I don't understand why they released it separately.
Rocket League was popular the year before. It's
I don't
Rocket League.
know. But worse.
But worse. I love Federation Force. I would give this like a 4 at best.
Okay, that's fine.
Swap Doodle. They brought back Swap Note after
Oh, that's right.
they made a sequel to Swap Note and just were like, hopefully pedophiles don't use this one.
I mean, as we all hope every day.
They made a sequel to Swap Note and no one noticed.
Yeah, I sure didn't. Nikki's a great character that mostly exists in hand-drawn sketches.
Yes, 7.
Okay.
Miitomo
Miitomo.
for smartphones.
Miitomo is the mobile game, right?
Yes.
4, 3.
It has
3,
it has the fucking pachinko.
2. Score
Okay.
falling. 2.
Super Mario Run, smartphones.
It's fine. It's
like it.
fine. Yeah, it's like a 7.
Makes sense. 6.5 exactly for the year.
Yeah, Super Mario Run's fine.
All right, Breath of the Wild,
How many games are in the next year?
32. Many of these are very fast.
Okay. Well, all right. We're gonna have to cut it on this one.
Breath of the Wild.
Uh, 10.
Dragon
Which is
Quest
not
8.
what I would do at the time, but Dragon Quest 8. This is the port of the PS2 game, correct?
Yes.
8. It was really good.
Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World 3DS.
I don't know.
Fucking 7. Mario Sports Superstars. This is the one that had amiibo cards.
Is this one good or bad?
This one's bad, dude. This one fucking
Okay,
sucks.
All right, whatever.
4.
Okay.
Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia.
9. I like the shit out of this game, and it's not in the new style.
It's very good. Ever Oasis.
And it's got a different art style, and it's a really good art style that they should make other games in. Hint, hint. Ever Oasis 7.
Miitopia. This is the 3DS one that you made all the jokes
Yes. Yeah, as we've referred to it as Miitopia. What the fuck is Miitopia? 6.
Hey,
You know,
Pikmin.
I just couldn't quite get into Ever Oasis. Like, it's fine to me. Hey, Pikmin?
Hey,
Uh,
Pikmin.
I don't.
Pikmin 4.
Yeah, you mean Pikmin 4. I don't know. I didn't play it.
6. It's better than Ziplash.
Okay.
Monster Hunter Stories.
Monster Hunter Stories?
They
I
published
didn't play it. I wish I had.
7.
Okay. It looks
Metroid. Samus Returns.
Cool. 8.
Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Specters.
Fuck you. 6.
Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions.
It's got so much title.
Plus Bowser's Fury.
It's got so much title.
Plus Bowser's Fury.
No, not yet. That comes later.
That does come later. We can't rate that. That year hasn't.
I don't
ended
know.
yet.
I don't know.
Fucking, what did we give the original one?
I know it's regarded as a good port of the original one.
And we gave the original a 9. It's a good port of the original, but no one likes the new shit at all.
Okay.
And it's like 30 hours of stuff that people don't like that they added. And no, people don't like. It's not regarded as a good port. The next one is this one people didn't like because they changed the art style and made the characters way less expressive. Because instead of using the pixel art of the original, they just used the fucking same art as all the other 3DS Mario and Luigi games. So like 7. Fire Emblem Warriors for new 3DS.
Fuck, I don't know.
Fucking 7.
Okay.
Oh, I said Mario Party. Great. Mario Party, the top 100. People did not like this one.
I'm gonna give it a 4 just because they had the audacity to say the top 100.
Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I don't know.
They added a post game. They made the story worse. Same score as the last one.
Sure.
9. Style Savvy Styling Star.
Go nuts.
9. Tank Troopers.
Fucking forgot about that game. Jesus Christ. Tank Troopers. All right, let me go look at it. Oh yeah. Who made this?
Fucking. Who else?
It says is this oh Vitae.
Who else?
Oh yeah. Of course. It says Nintendo and Vitae.
Which means Vitae.
Yes.
Same with Steel Diver Sub Wars and The Stretchers.
It means Nintendo's sound team sent them some MP3s. I don't fucking know. 6.
Sure. Bye-bye, Box Boy.
Again, we've exceeded my knowledge of the boxing.
7.
Okay.
Team Kirby Clash Deluxe.
I don't even know. I forgot that game exists. There's so many fucking Kirby games.
They made so many Kirby games.
Like keep in mind, in like the last 2 years worth of games we've talked about, there's so much fucking Kirby.
Uh-huh. This
I don't
is the
even
fighting
know.
game.
This is the fighting game? Oh, okay. I don't know. Six.
This is basically the Smash Brothers knockoff.
Yeah.
Kirby's Blowout Blast.
You're just fucking with me now.
Nope, Google it. Safe search off.
Just more fucking Kirby.
Kirby's Blowout Blast. For 3DS, eShop.
Oh God. Well, these were really consecutive releases.
They really were. Back to back.
What? How? What is this game? Like, literally, what is it? Is it like a third-person shooter?
Sure.
Like,
Cherry
I'm
Goblin
looking-
says it's a 7.
Okay, great.
I-
Cherry Goblin, you win. It's a 7. Congratulations. I'm looking at still images, and I have no idea what I'm looking at. There's a very fat Kirby. Extremely huge Kirby.
PokePal says I'd say 7 or 7.
Okay, well then I guess we're doing a 7.
1-2
Large
switch.
DVD. What 1-2 switch?
Yes.
Confusion out of 10.
Milk.
I don't.
This is the one where you cradle the Switch like an infant while it screams at you.
I don't know. A 5. Because
Okay.
it's so completely off the wall.
Mario Kart 8, it's still fucking $50 on the eShop.
Yeah, as it should be, obviously.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
How many other games let you dress up like a cowboy? 9. Mario Kart 8 this Deluxe is still an excellent game.
ARMS.
ARMS. 7.
That has fucking Inflation Clown as a character.
Yeah, it'd be an 8 if it didn't.
It didn't at launch.
Yeah, it got worse.
Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2. 8.
Pokken Tournament DX. Whatever we gave the last one.
Yep.
8.
Okay.
Fire Emblem Warriors. 8.
Sure.
Super Mario Odyssey.
9.
Snipper Clips.
7. It's a good game.
What'd you say?
7. It's a good game.
Here is going to be our largest disagreement.
Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Fuck this game.
What
Fuck this
version
game.
number? What version number are we talking about?
1.0, the only one available in 2017.
That game has been patched so many fucking
This
times.
is the first map, not the second map or the third map system.
or the fourth one they put in Torna.
They,
The fourth one is pretty close to the third map.
they fixed most of my issues for Torna and just never backported them. I hate it.
It's amazing how many times they're like, "Oh, this map's still shit. Oh god, guys, what do we do?"
This game is still shit.
You can just imagine like somebody like blasting through the door. Everybody's sitting at the desk. The map's still bad, guys. It's all gone wrong. Nobody can tell what anything is. We made a vertical game and made a horizontal map.
Imagine making an 80-hour RPG where tutorials are not given to you in context, and
No,
then
fuck that.
and then also not letting you review the tutorials.
So imagine doing that, but you made Xenoblade X.
Uh-huh.
Imagine a game where you have to find items on a 2D map in a 3D world, and there's no hint guide as to where it is. And in Xenoblade X, you press a button and it literally leads your ass to it.
Uh-huh.
And you're the same team.
This game sucks, James.
You're the same people, and it's getting a 9.
No,
Because
it's
it's fucking great. It is. I love it. I love this game. I love this game. I want my Zeke and Pandoria spin-off.
I'm giving it an 8, and you're lucky.
I want Zeke and Pandoria screaming at each other for no good reason.
Flip Wars.
Oh, God. Yeah, Flip Wars. This is another one of those ones they tried to make us care about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That
know.
that wasn't published by them in Japan, but was picked up by them elsewhere.
Is it any good?
No.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Here's one that I'm curious how you want to treat this.
Oh, good.
These next two are really wild.
All right.
Fire Emblem Heroes is a game that
The mobile
at
game.
launch in 2017 would have gotten 1 score.
Yeah.
On December 31st, 2017 would have gotten a significantly higher score.
Yeah.
And now would get a way higher score than that even. So how
I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna review it based on where it was when I stopped playing.
Oh boy. I mean,
Well, I can't review it on where it is now.
you know where it is now.
No, I don't. Every time a video comes out, I'm more confused than the last time.
They're on book 5, which is say they've book 1 was basically just fucking treading water and it sucked and you never actually saw any of the book 2, which
No, I played through book 2.
through book 2? Okay.
I stopped during book 2.
Book 2 is when they decided they were actually going to start telling original stories. So book 2 is the one with Fjorm, and that is them traveling through to fight Surtur and defeat him. Book 3 is they travel into the realm of the dead and meet future alternate reality versions of themselves that have given up hope, and it's fucking like weird gothic but also dubstep.
When do we get the J-pop world?
We haven't yet.
And I said when will?
Oh, probably 6. I mean,
It's
Tokyo
gonna
Mirage.
happen.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions is represented. Like there are Tokyo Mirage units. Game. Book 4 is they go into the realm of fairies, and then book 5 right now is the one I showed you most recently.
Yeah, it's steampunk for some fucking reason.
Yes, they go steampunk.
I don't know. Like mechanically, this game is fine.
They add so many new gameplay modes and mechanics every fucking few months.
I know, but it's hard. It's hard to like. It's almost like the format of what we're doing here is hard to apply to this.
It is
game.
incompatible with a live game that has been going on for 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would almost be fine just saying like it cannot apply here. What's the other one that says it's going to be a pain in the ass?
Pocket Camp.
I have no experience with Pocket Camp.
Pocket Camp is a game that was bad and got worse over time.
Cool.
There are 3 separate subscription services in that game right now.
Just 3?
That are plus gotcha fortune cookies where you buy a fortune cookie and it rolls one of like a dozen pieces of furniture you can get.
All this sounds great.
It's fucking hot trash.
All this sounds.
So Fire Emblem Heroes is a game that launched at a 7 and now I would have given a 9. And Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is a game that launched at a 5 and now I would have given a 2. So where do we go?
I'm fine with those launch scores for both of them because we're talking about averaging where they were at the end of the year, and that's where those games were.
Heroes at the end of the year I would have given an 8 to because it had already entered book 2. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp launched at the end of the year, so like
I would have still given that game a 7 when I stopped playing, and I played it into the next year.
Okay, 7 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay, then we are at 7.03, and that is the end of 2017.
So next time we should escape this terrible decision we're in the middle of.
We can power through and do the last 3 years right now.
I don't have the energy.
29 games in 2018, 25 games in 2019, and 18 games in 2020.
I don't have the energy.
Okay. 2020, very few releases.
Yeah. Oh, I know. In fact, so there's an email in RFN this week where somebody's like, "Y'all are talking about your new console so much, not talking about Switch." I'm like, "Shit, I talked about Switch last week." But I mean, I say it like Nintendo's release strategy for last year was let third parties handle it.
Here's the thing.
And
2019 and 2020, there was actually an identical number of first-party Switch games. The catch is that 2019 also had 2 mobile games and 3 3DS games. And 2020 was only Switch because they did not get a mobile game out that year, which is the
Right.
first year that they did not release a mobile game since their mobile strategy launched.
What a mess. What a fucking mess their mobile strategy is
I mean,
right now.
pandemic.
Yeah, I know. But
2020,
like,
I'll give them a pass on not releasing mobile. 2018 was Regalia Lost. 2019 was Dr. Mario World and Mario Kart Tour.
yeah. I would think there should be one pretty soon though, but I don't know if they've even got one announced.
They've got a mobile app announced, but not a mobile game, and that's the companion app for their theme park.
Yeah.
But like,
But it doesn't really do anybody good right now.
no, it does not.
I'm gonna get that theme park app for the theme park that's not open. Fuck you.
Uh,
They're they need to really figure out what they're gonna do with their mobile games, because I'm not feeling the love on any of them right now.
Dragalia and Fire Emblem, man. I'm telling you.
They need some like some real bangers like Sakura Wars.
Fuck. That is a joke that the audience here will not understand.
We've talked about it in the Discord, so
Okay.
a portion of the audience will.
Um,
It we I would like to see them take another stab at an original IP in that space. I mean,
yeah.
Dragalia's not on Switch because it's a live game and they
It-
want to keep getting live game money out of it.
It's a Dragalia Lost is a live game that if you add Switch, your content flow slows dramatically.
Yeah.
But
I
uh,
could see them doing. Do they own the Dragalia IP?
I believe yes. They either own it or co-own it enough that they need to be present for any usage of it.
Okay.
Um,
Because like I could see them doing, if it were to get big, I could see them doing something with it outside the mobile space,
I
but
am
not just port the mobile game.
if they wanted to represent mobile in Smash in any way, it should be Dragalia.
Yeah, I mean,
Dra-
because there's not really another franchise that is exclusively mobile.
Dragalia is Nintendo's best ongoing game that people don't talk about. It is them handling mobile in such a good and smart way. And the story is really good, and they actually just so they know that the main story of Dragalia Lost is a contiguous story across chapters that you need to play each chapter to get to the next one, and they know that their quality of writing and narrative drastically and sharply increased at around chapter 10. So they just did the FF14 thing of basically they introduced a skip function up to chapter 10 with a really good story summary. Of just like, let's just get people in the door, experience where this game's at now, because it's very, very, very good. And the most Nintendo thing about the design of that game was 2 months before launch, they submitted a release candidate. The story's been told because Cygames couldn't believe it and still doesn't understand it. Cygames submitted a release candidate to Nintendo, and Nintendo rejected it, saying you need to severely reduce the monetization. You need to make it ask for way less money from players, because right now it feels like in order to progress you need to gacha, and Cygames was like, of course, that's what mobile games are. And Nintendo was like, fuck you, figure it out. We're not launching it if it has heavy monetization. And so it does not have heavy monetization at all.
Go
Which
figure.
is really weird and frustrating actually, because as someone who has put probably around 200 to 300 hours into this game, every now and then I feel compelled to kick them a few bucks. But like the cheap, like a 10 pull, which you get constantly through free currency and free summon vouchers, is like fucking $18. Because in order to try and make the monetization work without asking for money a lot, they ask for a lot of money from a few players.
Right.
So it's like, who's willing to drop? Like, they literally have like, hey, do you want to upgrade your 6-star weapons by 1 tier? All right, you can buy this box for $60 a box. I was like, wait, what? No, I would maybe pay 15 for that. But no fucking way am I paying 60. Like, they need to, yeah. The monetization is weird because of that, but it is extremely, extremely good. They are just about to roll in a Persona 5 Strikers collaboration event in a week.
Sure.
That'll be interesting, seeing Nintendo write for the Persona 5 characters.
Sure. Here we're at.
This is after the last one. The last one they did was another Cygames property, which was Princess Connect. And then the one before that, let's see here. They've done Fire Emblem. They've done Monster Hunter. They've done Mega Man. They did a second return to Fire Emblem with updated characters.
Great.
Yeah. Not surprised that Persona is getting in on that, because Persona crosses over with every mobile game ever. At this point, I'm surprised that Persona 5 hasn't crossed over with Dr. Mario World. Yeah, I don't know. Basically, give Dragalia Lost a try, y'all. It's really, really good. Same with Fire Emblem Heroes.
Alright.
Alright. Thank you,
Cool.
everyone. Come back for part 5, the finale question mark.
Thank God.
I literally have people lining up to do this after you,
Oh my God.
but I don't want to do this with other people until this one is done.
Do they know?
Oh,
Do they
can
know
watch
what
it.
they're... Okay.
Bye.
Bye.